Sometimes when I am tired, I let it sleep in. When my daughter comes home, she does her own thing, talking on the phone and watching television. I've stopped trying to get her attention. Don't mind me, the world's still spinning, and all these walls are shifting. I hear everything, and it's a shame because Sharks get wrong, even though I was told not to. Lazy weekly, burning effigy. Walk down the hill, better count to 3. For what we pass, don't care what you guess. Don't know better to ask. All over the daisy, so tired I've become. Build a statue, put it in a bright room, paint it golden. I feel golden. Look in your eyes. Are you there? Or are you inside? Yourself again, spiraling. Yourself again, spiraling.
Really live, but nobody could hear us. And
Oh
now they
wow!
can hear
So I can
us.
say secrets.
Well, now they can hear us. So you just
Okay,
any
so the
secrets
biggest
that
secret I have
Yeah, I was gonna-
is that I'm actually not.
that explains where Notch went.
yeah.
He
I'm looking good these
detransitioned and became a
days.
girl.
I'm happy for her, which is me.
Okay. I'm gonna click on the game. Yeah, there's sound. Cool. Oh wait, I forgot that I have to fix the sound mixing because otherwise it's gonna be so much louder than us. There we go.
Am I still Scandinavian? Is that what you asked? Hello. Hi,
Hello.
everybody. Hello.
Pfizer Payne.
Hello.
I thought this was a Moderna safe strain. Well, see, I'm Moderna gang, so
this is
the pain is for
Moderna
yeah.
exclusionary stream.
Ooh, yeah. Let's turn on. Yeah, fuck it. Let's turn on outline pickups.
Moderna exclusionary radical feminist.
It's Murph.
That
Fucking
is
Murph.
what that means, right?
Hello, everybody.
Hey, I'm Johnson and Johnson.
Oh fuck! You got the one shot.
Oh, yeah.
Tisk
Did you say tisk tisk? Well, a little classist to be anti Johnson Johnson, but you know
Is
that's
it
fine.
is it classist?
That's fine.
I hate that my only downside of like doing this bit is that I know eventually it's gonna become like a real thing people do and think, and then I can't do this bit anymore.
It totally already has. I
Ugh.
feel like it already has. I feel like I don't. Okay, maybe we're not quite there, but we're on the cusp of it. I feel like the way people have spoken about it has already definitely become like differing sports team sort of thing. You know.
Oh. Ah! I'm screaming. Hold on, I have to make a notepad. To open a notepad real quick. Avi's into chat.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
You over there.
I got a bunch of Chinese food, like a bunch, like
Ooh.
$100 worth of Chinese food. Who wants some?
Whoa.
I would love some.
I would
Yeah,
love
yeah.
them.
Yeah, they gave me some
Actually-
free hot and sour soup.
I made a sausage and kale orchietta, orecchiette, because the fancy grocery store near me has wheat orecchiette, but like I guess they ordered too much and it's not selling, so they've been marking it down to $1. So like every time I go in there, I see it and I just buy it. Yeah, no, it's really good.
Can you pick up some for me?
Yeah, I'll probably go back by there tomorrow, so I'll just grab a bag while I'm there.
Okay. Literally get me like 3 bags.
Yeah.
I'll get you back.
Yeah, no, and they're good because it's like one bag makes 2 whole batches, which comes down to like 3 to 4 servings when I make it with sausage and kale and garlic and butter and shit. It's really good. I've been very happy because it's one of my favorite little pasta things, and normally it's the more expensive one because it's fancy.
There is a kind of like a vegetarian carbonara recipe that I've been making.
Ooh,
today.
what's in it? What's in it? What's in it?
It's just like mushrooms. Basically, it's just like really like super browned and crisp up mushrooms, and then standard, carbonara like eggs. But the recipe was very good at describing how to temper it. I don't think I've ever done like a really good egg tempered carbonara before. It's mostly been kind of scrambled eggs, which is like fine, but
Wait. Yes.
Sorry, hon. I had to very quickly make a joke about painful memories available now being extremely funny. Also, making carbonara with that sounds fucking delicious.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's really good, and then like a lot of parsley. But that's all.
I had to briefly stop myself from getting into carbonara discourse on in public. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that there was. I didn't know there was discourse. Very.
Carbonara is so good. I always feel bad that I make carbonara so much that my Instagram is just like a dish carbonara, another dish carbonara, another dish.
There's no reason not to.
Well, the thing is that Bear loves carbonara, and it makes a good breakfast because it's like I make it with bacon instead of guanciale because guanciale is like really hard to get. So bacon and eggs, right, for breakfast makes sense, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And like pasta, like if you're gonna have pasta for breakfast, it's actually a good time to have it.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, for sure.
So I guess I've become what they wanted me to be. A killer.
Did you put black pepper in it?
Some rent-a-clown with a
What I
gun
made?
that
Yes.
holes in other bad guys.
Oh no, AV.
Ah.
Well,
In the
that's what they
carbonara?
paid
Oh, yeah,
for,
for
so
sure.
in
Oh,
the
hell
end,
yeah.
that's what they got.
Man, I want to try that. I want to try
Say what you
carbonara. I
want
want to try your
about
mushroom
Americans.
carbonara.
We gotta do potlucks.
Capitalism.
Yes.
I miss potlucks so much.
I keep
I
wondering
had-
why we don't just like do a convention that's just like our friends.
To know right from
Just a
wrong.
friends convention. You know,
Yeah.
friends
Hey, yeah.
talking about
Here I
that
was
for a
about
long
to
time.
execute
I've been
Friends
talking
con?
about that for a long time. Does anybody know somebody who can run
Death.
conventions?
and I realized
I guess theoretically you could just rent a bunch of hotel rooms. There's like a really good
Does
like
anybody know anybody who knows how to rent out room blocks and stuff?
That's what we've been saying.
well I was saying I know that there's a freaking hold on, I'm gonna shrink this so that people can read the subtitles. There's a freaking like hotel that was like a converted up like apartments kind of thing, but like kind of like a hostel style apartments downtown that, if I remember, is really cheap to rent. And my friend was looking at it once and he's like, yeah, you could theoretically just rent out a block of rooms and turn it into a friends con.
Hey, brother.
Hey,
Yeah. No, that I'm joking because I know how to do all that.
Oh yeah.
like that.
Yes, I know how to do all of
That
that.
favela is big.
I'm quite familiar with renting out room blocks. Very familiar. Far more than most people who do it for a living.
Or who do it for attention,
Supposed to be a charity.
as the case may be.
I don't know, something for the kids. Hey, listen, man.
That is true. A
Better
lot
be
of
lively.
conventions are
Place is a
just
nightmare.
volunteer
Just
things.
got cowboys running security downstairs. Something rotten. in
Yeah,
the air.
there's
That didn't mean much. There was always
more
something
often
rotten in the
unprofessional
air.
than not.
The family
Yeah.
we were protecting
amateur,
were
I
local
should say.
celebrities.
For what
rich
it's worth.
parasites with
Or like, which
delusions
is like,
that
you know,
matter.
for better or for worse is what I
The
meant.
kind of people who end up
Yeah.
in glossy magazines or body bags.
Trickle.
Why does it?
Glossy
Why does it keep
magazine,
emphasizing
body
words
bag.
like that? Yeah.
Holy shit,
Body
this is like a
bag.
fucking Shaft anime. This is literally Bakamoto
Some
guitar
kind of
right
cop.
now.
I think, I'm not sure. Serious though. Big end cop, anti-gang sort of thing. I can't remember his name.
So who's this guy?
I've never heard the term
Like
big
a
end
plastic
cop.
surgeon or some kind of surgeon.
You know,
Comic
big
doctor.
cop. It's we gotta take down big cop. It's just a big cop who's running around Brazil.
Dances like a fool.
Guess that's what a European.
God, the hair
education with a
textures
coke habit
have
would
aged
do.
very badly in this game.
It's very funny, Max. Oh, excuse me.
Look at their dancing. Yeah, it's immediately quite different, but they're
I
trying
was
hard to
mostly
hit the
working
same
for
notes.
Rodrigo Bronco.
You can almost like
who was a
tell right
businessman,
away that this is
built
like some
things, did some
this is some
charity,
fucking
had
rock
things named
star,
after him, won awards,
like,
owned things, people.
character animation.
One of the
Yeah.
things
Even the
that he won
hugs
was
and
his wife,
stuff like that feels
Fabiana.
so much like a
I
She was
honestly
like a
thought
Grand
this was
Theft
like a
Auto.
GTA
Some
game.
good genes.
Yeah.
It basically is. It's made by the GTA
She
team.
married well.
You're right though. The animation is very Grand Theft Auto, like NPC
As well
cutscene,
as any rich workaholic
where like every
entrepreneur
character moves and
can
enters
get
the
along.
scene like they're an
Those who
establishing
ignored each
shot
other.
from a movie.
She spent a lot of time
Yep.
with his cocaine.
People
And everyone
Wow.
looks at least a
He
was a
little
good time
naughty.
guy.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
idea of a good
everyone
time
looks
was
naughtier.
an
They're like
expensive
really
suit,
like
bottle of
throwing their
champagne
arms
between
around.
the ears.
Yeah,
Brother
this is the time for
had
them
just
to
walked
let
in.
loose.
He was a local politician.
Their
Guy
arm
was
movements
smoother than an
are
oil
really
slick on an
awkward for how
iceberg and
realistic their
about as
faces
tops.
are, but I can
The
tell
rest of the crowd,
why
I
they're
didn't
doing
know,
that to be like,
but I could
hey, look,
imagine
they're
the types.
moving.
Yeah.
Characters
Enough
denote
they
that
won't
we're
have to
showing
feel
you that we
guilty
can
about
make
their
all of
good
these bodies
fortune.
move at the same time. They kind of look like
Suddenly,
people.
things turned real ugly. Felt like our hangovers arrived right on cue.
That's not a hangover, Max. That guy's dead, dude. That's just fucking. That dude's just fucking dead.
He framed one shot that guy before anything happened.
Yeah.
No, he shot him with a hangover gun.
Yeah.
I don't know. If someone was holding a hangover gun to me, I would still react the same way. I
I would
really hate
probably
hangovers.
react the same way. I mean, I don't want to hang up.
Fine,
Yeah.
fucked
That
up
fucking
about a
sucks.
second.
Yeah,
And
hangovers are the
two
worst.
idiots at the wheel.
Clear. Got this floor?
Sure.
All right, look after yourself, bro.
It really is Ray Liotta and Goodfellas kind of thing. All my life, I wanted to be a Max Payne.
I said I would protect the girl. I hoped I hadn't lost my edge, along with everything else.
I'm always saying press shift. Wait, hold on, but I'm not. Okay, press R. Oh, that. Okay, aim your reticle at the enemy.
It was time to choose a nasty fall or a bullet to the head.
I love to shoot dodge.
I love that it's one word. Shoot dodge. Dodge.
Okay.
Yeah, the graphic design and presentation is a lot more clearly Rockstar.
Oh, even though he moves
when
here, is
did they
very
make this?
Rockstar.
This must have been like after the PS2 generation for sure.
Yeah, I think it was like a PS3, like one of the big PS3 Xbox games.
Okay.
What are they making? Just grease.
Just boiling some water.
They were like, oh yeah, we're just boiling. We're thinking of just like cooking. Oh, we're thinking of just cooking. Hold on, I gotta shoot this guy. Stop. We're thinking of just cooking up. Yeah, a rib, a single drumstick, 2 fish, and I guess shrimp on a fucking skewer.
We got some tapas.
Some tapas. Yeah, we're just kind of tossing all the meat that we got here into the fucking pot and seeing what happens.
So this very nice apartment.
I had to deal with the immediate problem first.
But I want to look at the magazine. What we got? Pornos. Who's yelling? Oh, gee, look at this like single bullet wound. It looks like a butthole.
Look at that.
He looks like a fucking Existence character.
That was the boss
I
lady.
remember
Only
I
this time she wasn't calling
screamed
for more vodka in her
when the
Cosmo.
last line of Existence happened. And I was like, I can't believe this shit.
I have not heard Existence in some time. That is throwing me back.
I will say that I like Existence, but
I mean, I like Existence too. I think it's. Listen.
but I think that it's reasonable to scream at the last line of
Oh,
the movie.
I think it's reasonable to scream at any moment of any Cronenberg film.
Yeah, there's a lot of moments that you can scream at for different reasons.
I think that Cronenberg films are like, it's to some degree a slightly different art form than regular movies.
Regular movies.
for normal people. For humans.
Where's the game want me to go? It was like, I heard the boss lady scream, but it wasn't for more alcohol because she's rich. Oh wait, hold on. Just does this in the middle of a shooting.
They're playing it.
Good.
Oh, and he's bad at it.
Good.
And I was
It
still
wasn't
a
the
little
time.
rusty. But the tune was coming together.
That's
Is
so
this like
funny.
Final-
Just as
is
this
this
new
like the
star
Final
Okay, that's
was
pretty
about
good.
to come to a shuddering halt.
Or is it Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest? Where like they always have a thing where like if you play every single piano in the game, then you can play the song at the end of the game.
Oh, maybe.
Whoa, that makes
It would make sense because of the way he said that. He was like, "Oh, I'm not there yet."
There is God, what was it? Code Vein, the really bad, but also really good, Souls-like game.
She
Yeah.
was out on one of the balconies.
Has like
Oh.
just a random
Not about
piano in the
to throw
hub
off it.
level. You can play it. It's got like a key combination, key prompts you can use to play it.
Oh,
Unless you
It-
want.
It's funny that you called it that because I actually glanced at Code Vein and I had like never heard of it before, and then when I
It might
what
have been
sorry
stupidity,
and then when I
drunkenness, or maybe
finally
both.
did, I was like,
But before
is
I
this
knew
just
it, I was
like
back
weed
taking insane risks,
Bloodborne?
trying to
Yeah,
save
it is.
fallen
It
women.
absolutely is. It's got some.
Max,
It's
you're
not
being
the-
real judgmental of this woman you don't know.
Yeah, what do you? Maybe she got a reason for it.
Yeah,
you know?
it's just like I'm trying to save fallen. I'm taking insane risks and trying to save fallen woman, and I'm like, I think she just likes drinking.
Fallen women.
Fallen woman. That's a lot to say about a woman
But you kind of don't really
Woman
know.
being
in
held
the
in gunpoint.
21st century, or even 20th century. That would be a lot.
Thanks.
Somebody's gotta go find
You have to go back to the Victorian era before fallen woman was something you could just say.
Save this hysterical woman.
Really
I
freaking
imagine
out.
the elevator door is opening to a
But yeah,
firing
no,
squad
Code
of
Vein
muzzles.
has
Far
some
as I can see,
interesting
the one thing that
combat
kept me going
innovations
was that
and
no
some
one
really
else
bad
would be
level
stupid
design,
enough to pull this
and
move.
a character creator that is limited but very expressive in to the extent that if you want to make somebody's DeviantArt forum signature OC, you have every tool you could possibly have.
Okay.
With the caveat that you cannot make anything else. But if you want to make your own, like, you literally can't make anything else, but you can make any sort of ecstasy, aka darks, you would ever want or can dream of.
I don't even know what those things are, but I
that's
know somehow
okay.
what that looks like.
I bet you can see it in your brain. Like,
That's the thing. That's what I mean. Is I somehow know exactly what you mean.
it's a very expressive turn of phrase. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
I am absolutely not knocking Code Vein. Viewers should check out Jamie and Fern's stream it on Sundays at 4:20.
Nice. Is that at Jamie's stream?
Yeah, that's Jamie's.
Post a link up in the chat. I think I have her set to be hosted sometime on my channel, so hopefully people have seen it. Oh, shoot last enemy. Okay. Oh.
Now you know how to do it.
My arm.
Ugh. Ugh. Gross.
Yeah. Wasn't a fan of that. Just hits the door. Oof. Oh. I'll take this. Wait, which one has more bullets?
Oh my god. I was not high enough level for that hot and sour soup. Whew.
It looked like they were taking him out through the basement. Maybe
It
I
was
saw
the
that
kinda-
shot.
God, I would love some hot.
It was like hot and sour soup where it was like, do you want it the real way or the wimpy way? And I like had to click the real way.
There's something very weird about a Rockstar game having trouble with stairs.
That is weird.
Like I remember when Grand Theft Auto 4 came out and we were like, holy shit. They like have it's like when your characters go downstairs, they move like when you actually go downstairs. That's such a cool small detail, but it's like such a neat thought. And now here this game came out after it, and it's like if you go downstairs, it looks like your character model is desperately trying to like clip through them.
I thought that
Rodrigo was too
you were
rich a
dropping
prize
frames.
for them to
Yeah.
throw away.
Like,
Sure, I'd have to work hard to get him back, but I knew the bad guys would want the boss alive almost as much as I did.
So, a thing I don't super understand is I felt like there was like, so what is there some connection between Max Payne and the Alan Wake games, etc.?
Yes.
And what is that connection?
So the sort of canon thing has become that Max Payne is the character that Alan Wake is writing, basically.
I see. But they're made by completely different studios?
No, so Max Payne 1 and 2 were both made by Remedy. This one is just made by
Was on the wall to the left of the
this
gate.
one is just made by Rockstar because they own the rights to Max Payne, basically. Because they were the ones who I
I
think
see.
distributed it.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. I just feel like my immediate reaction when the word Rockstar is heard is I could not possibly enjoy something from this.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like I expect Alan Wake related things to have some charm, and I did feel like the first Max Payne had some pretty wacky stuff that was pretty
They weren't
cute.
waiting on my say
So I
had
was
to move.
kind of surprised to see this.
It just turned into
extremely
this, yeah.
Rockstar thing. I felt like I don't know. I don't know.
The great thing about being
I got a little too stoned, and I don't know where we got
guys
here.
were kidnapped.
It's very interesting to see how like Rockstar really fits their style, but is also very
Rattling
different.
with gunfire.
Well, I mean, I think also
too
like,
late?
oh, the game just started. He called someone a fallen woman. Okay, this is
Yeah.
a Rockstar game.
Yeah. No, that's a very Rockstar, Rockstar, you misunderstand the point by idolizing him kind of situation.
Yeah.
Right,
You know what
and
sucks? Women.
Yeah. You know what the point of the Max Payne series was? Women are just so much of a problem in today's society.
They're such a pain. Oh my god.
But yeah, so the canon way in which these all like link together is that in Alan Wake it's sort of heavily suggested, and then in Control it's kind of canonized, that Max Payne's universe is actually like novels or based on novels that Alan Wake wrote. Oh, there we go. That was easy. Oh, okay. And then in Control, Max Payne shows up, and it's basically implied that he is part of the weird, like everything that's going on with him is part of the lore of Control and the weird world where like there's these things called altered events that happen that oh, he's strapped to the back of the van. Well, he can wait.
Was in the van. Maybe it was time to
Where
let
it's
him
like
out.
these like strange paranormal events because the oh fuck, what are they called in Control? The conglomeration.
Altered world events.
No, the organization that takes care of them.
Wait, I don't know.
The board, yeah. So the bureau, yeah. So the bureau is like they're the ones who Jesus. They're the ones who like take care of paranormal events such as what happened to Alan Wake. And then Quantum Break is also part of that, but because Quantum Break is owned by Microsoft, they had to be a lot more subtle in how they put it in Control.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Jesus.
Damn. I admire the courage of them going for it, even though making an AU out of stuff that they definitely made, even though other people.
And there's a line in Control where it's something to the extent of like a character is like, imagine a world in which like a writer writes about a detective who's like da da da, and he basically says the plot of Max Payne, and then he's like, and then in another world that detective is real.
Don't look so good.
Could be better, huh? The good guys are reunited, and the commander.
That's a great way to
And
have
it-
your cake and eat.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
And it also works because like the whole thing with Alan Wake is that he gets the power that like whatever he writes becomes real. So the sort of implication is that the books he wrote become real, and that's what Alan Wake, and that's what Max Payne is. Is Max Payne is the product of the books he wrote being made into real
Get this
people.
lot home, and then I'll get you home too. Come on.
Very like kind of like stuff where it's like I'm always curious what extent they've planned, like at what point they started planning ahead, because there's stuff in Quantum Break that absolutely makes it clear that they were going to like they were already working on Control. Like there's graffiti you can find everywhere that says AWE, which is the Altered World Event things.
Oh wow.
But it's also AWE also stands for Alan Wake Expansion, which is what they named the DLC where Alan Wake
Right,
appears
I
in
thought
Control.
That was a pretty funny joke.
Yeah, so it's like entirely a thing of just I'm always like, to what extent do they plan these things, and to what extent do they just figure out like, oh, we can integrate this old thing we had, or like this joke we put into like something else we can now put into our game or into like this game and make it canon.
And it must be a little bit of both, right? Like,
Yeah.
They're.
Oh, that's why he's sick. He leaves his fucking milk out.
He's fermenting it.
Yeah.
I'm glad my roommates don't think I'm a crazy person because I ferment stuff all the
A couple
time.
of days
Do you
And
ferment
sometimes I
milk?
realize-
to work. Ferrying the boss's
I have made
broad
yogurt.
dipshit of a
It's
brother
basically
out for
Mogurt,
sex
yeah.
so they could
Yeah,
recover
people
from
are
their
Mogurt.
brother's
Mogurt.
brutality.
all of these.
Then again, what did
these
I
cuts,
expect?
dude.
These were
Yeah.
the kind of people who
But
went
I
to
mean, they might have
nightclubs
just
in
had
helicopters.
so many animators,
Fabiana
and
brought her
they were like, you know what?
sister, presumably so
They
she could
definitely
show
were.
off just how rich and empty her life was. And boy, was she about to learn the meaning of rich and empty.
They were gonna have a really delicious cake, and the cake was rich in empty calories.
It was delicious and moist. Why are we seeing all these screen effects still? Is he stoned? What's going on?
He's got an eye thing. His retina's half detached.
A lot to say, everyone.
God.
You were probably worried about getting blood on your stash.
That's how I see the world ever since I got the shot.
I don't know what I would do without my sister. spend even more time doing something useful. You know she works in the favela. She's the good sister. Oh, shut up. What did you hear about?
Wow, this is extremely rockstar writing women, isn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
Yup.
I'm just kidding, but it didn't go down, man. Hey, here we are.
Yeah. There's a bunch of shallow rich people. Fair. But
Yeah, I mean, it's not as rich people, but it's still that, like, there's
it's
that style. Yeah, there's just that way of writing about it.
There's a definite like way in which it's like, oh, it's these shallow women that are.
Well,
the problem.
it's the thing is it's like this is what women are like, and then it's like, oh, you think this is what all women are like? No, just the bad ones. I mean,
Yeah.
the bad ones.
Right,
Just the bad
exactly.
ones.
Some women are my wife, and thus good.
Right,
You like that, Max?
there's two kinds of women, Madonna and whore. Part male says porn writing, which is like, there is something about rockstar writing, the cadence of it, that feels like porno writing.
It's the parody style of writing they do.
I can't like put my finger on it. Yeah, that must be it.
It also all feels like, or like that kind of heightened reality of porn where it's like, Rockstar games are written in the same cadence as like, oh no, my stepsister is stuck in the washer.
That is like a thing that they say in Rockstar.
Noted Rockstar quote. Noted GTA quote.
My stepsister is stuck in the washer.
My stepsister is stuck in the washer.
I love that, like, for some reason, that specific, I guess it's a straight porn trope, became like a TikTok meme.
Wait.
That's like, okay, you know how, like, 10 years ago, there was the rise of people who imprinted on that Winnie the Pooh episode where he gets stuck in the hole?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So for some reason, that trickled down to, like, out to, like, straight guys as well. But for some reason, the specific setup is, like, the person, it's like stepmom or stepsister, just a hot woman who you're not related to, is doing your laundry, and she gets, like, stuck trying to pull it out. So it's like that same sort of like stuck in a hole thing. But it's like a washer. Like it's just a washer. Like it's not, how do you get stuck in that?
Right, there's no possible way. But how did it make it to TikTok?
That's what I'm curious about. I don't know how it became a TikTok meme, but it did.
TikTok is
music and the robotic people.
making me feel like the
Oh,
kids
shut
are
up, Max.
gonna be okay.
Yak's cool with me. What's that? Nothing.
This guy with the varsity.
Say, Max.
It seems today that women wear makeup, and I think we should wake up that it's fake up.
Look at me, I'm standing in a nightclub, listening to music.
We used to have snappy chats, but now we've got Snapchat.
You don't want to listen to
It's
advice
the
from me.
that's the thing is that like writing like this feels like it's gonna be a porn, but instead of a sex scene, it's just something misogynistic, and then another person gets shot in the face.
Yeah. I mean,
That's it.
what impulses? what are not but the two main driving? What not are the two?
Okay.
What? I was gonna say what not are like the two impulses that drive mass culture,
It soon turned out
but
I wasn't
either having sex or killing people.
Well, that's fair. And that is the specialty of Rockstar writing. Damn, they really they want everyone to be dancing all the time in this video game.
Man, they're just trying this again, huh? They're like, all right, well, we failed to kidnap them the first time. Let's try again.
I also like the fact that this is, people who aren't white showed up and they're criminals.
Yeah.
They also are doing this very. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that transition. It's a pretty nice one. They are like, I wonder if this is
Who's the other
different,
guys?
Like,
Who are you supposed to shoot there?
You are almost dead. Kill your attacker to be the last. I'm always saying that. I died.
That Rockstar is really going for like a television look to this instead of the comic book.
God, you're
so
right. This
important.
feels like a Showtime show.
Right.
Why do I feel like the writer's room was someone saying, imagine a bunch of black guys showed up to the club
Yeah.
with guns. Like, what? Like that, for some reason, that's like the
But that was
only
no
thing I can
surprise.
imagine this
It's hard to
script
keep your eye on
like
the balls
reading
from the
as.
bottom of
I'm
the
sorry,
glass.
like,
I just
I don't
hope
know.
they can
That
get
just
Fabiano
rubbed me
Giovanni in
extremely
time.
the wrong way.
It's very weird that it's like some fucking like, oh god, what was that movie of Tom Hanks and he plays like Captain Sully, and it's like
I knew if I didn't get to the girls
it was
soon,
based on like the
they'd
Somali
believe
pirates
me
who
the
took
price would be
over
the price
a
on
cruise
heads
ship,
or
but
a
it was
tab
like
in the trunk.
very like race panicky. The movie was.
No, I don't think I saw it.
It's where the meme of "Look at me, I'm the captain now" came from, because it's like a very goofy, like it's just like a very goofily shot scene in that movie, where he's like, "I'm Captain Sully, I'm Tom Hanks, America's beloved superstar / CIA asset," and then the guy goes, "Look at me, I'm the captain now."
Chained shut. I
You
didn't
just
need
like
my Portuguese
know
computer's
about
phrase
these
book to work out
things.
what was going on. The guy making the noise.
Of course, I know
was
who's
the
an asset in
boss.
Hollywood.
He was sending them around to cut me off from
That's
the other
great.
side. And sure enough, a few seconds later, I had some company on the dance floor.
That's
You
right.
think
I had a
that's
hot
right,
date on the dance floor.
a hot.
Ah!
date with
Oh
murder.
fuck! What the fuck did Max? What the hell was that?
Right.
He like folded in half.
This writing is much more
There had to be
like
another way out
Showtime
from
is a
the
great
VIP
word for
lounge,
it. It's
which
definitely
fools love a private
far more
exit.
trying to sound like the movie adaptation of a novel than really try and sound like a comic book
Oh,
or like
whoops, sorry.
trashy pulp writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
their fascination, like Remedy's fascination, especially with Max Payne
Oops.
and Dead, and
Oh god, Scabiel
And
is right.
Alan
This
Wake.
is edited like those anti-piracy ads. Yeah, I think I think it's definitely got that thing where it's like it feels weird because it doesn't feel like pulp, which is a lot of what like Remedy tends to draw on. It feels like they're trying to draw from like high class crime
Be another way out from the
dramas.
VIP lounge,
they're trying
which
to
fools love
they're
a
like
private exit.
I think it's like specifically that they're trying to make it like the movie adaptation, whereas like Remedy is really obsessed, for better or worse, with like written word stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like that's why like Alan Wake and Max Payne are both like really trying to emulate particular styles of writing.
Oh, there you are. Damn it. Has anyone writing at Rockstar read a book? Yeah, the book of how to get money.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like, I've heard this said before by people, who I won't specify, that there's a tendency for a lot of like AAA games writing is like so focused on TV, like people are watching TV and they're emulating writing based on what they think on popular TV shows. Like that's definitely way more than books. Or even movies, I think. Like prestige TV, I think is a focus for a lot of AAA studios and writing. Which you can kind of tell when if you played any AAA game in the past 10 years, particularly of the PS4 generation.
Yeah.
I feel like that's Xbox One PS4 generation is maybe like some of the most TV writing
It really does feel like
have ever been.
it really does feel like when people talk about TV or like games writing stuff now, they're still stuck on that like, oh, games are trying to be movies and stuff, kind of like analysis, and they're missing that like, no, games are trying to be Netflix now.
Right, they're trying to be Netflix. They're trying to be HBO. They're reaching Netflix, perhaps. Or at least the PS4 era that we're kind of like used to certainly was. You see, and honestly, I'll say that makes more sense for games.
Yeah.
You know? Where like games are not movie length. They're not paced like movies either. They're paced way more like TV shows.
Get up. You can't stay here.
They're just so damn long. I noticed this about The Last of Us. That was like one of my big takeaways from The Last of Us.
Was that it felt like a, oh god. Man, fucking Rockstar loves a fucking set piece, don't they? Shame. I hope someday they learn how to make a good one. I'm very harsh on Rockstar, and that's because Rockstar, as far as I'm concerned, is like probably up like as close. Well, no, Nintendo would be the Disney in terms of like dominance. Rockstar is like the what's like one of
the, they're the Showtime.
Yeah, they're one of the, they have that level of dominance that it's like they could fucking afford somebody to give them a little shit about their rating sometimes and about their game style.
Like, I think that's what this is, like very visually impressive and like very excessive. Like Rockstar really loves to be like, look at this like crazy excess that's decadent and evil, but it also is kind of cool, and we don't really have very much to say about it beyond that.
Yeah. And it's
like compare this to the Max Payne, the fake Twin Peaks museum in Max Payne.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on, and we were just walking through that for like 10 minutes.
It's also like I can get the appeal because it's like, whatever, you're making a power fantasy, make a power fantasy. I just think they don't make very good power fantasies either. I think they make very boring power fantasies.
Imagine if you're a guy, but you've got guns and you're strong.
And I would argue maybe they were better at one point in time. I will say it's been a long time since I played San Andreas, but San Andreas drew on like 90s gangster gang movies and stuff. So it tended to draw on like stuff that had actual narrative and like character development alongside the power fantasy.
They told me it was a little fresh, but I wasn't expecting things to be quite like this. No, see, I've seen things.
But then they turned into like, welcome to the fart club. It's a fart-based stripper club.
Yeah, there's I feel like
just retired.
The South Parkness of Rockstar is one of its least appealing features, and I felt that way both at the time, and I feel like I've only felt more that way.
Don't be a hero.
Yeah, their sense of humor is like, I mean, I would call it. I think I could even go as far as to call it sub South Park level.
Yeah.
Which sounds like really, but Rockstar games are like very good at like kind of aesthetic and like presentation and like again like emulating a certain like movie style. But they don't necessarily have very much to like say about it beyond that.
Yeah.
I knew they were gone.
And it doesn't even feel like they're drawing on it. So like compare we played I played John Woo's not Hardboiled. It's the sequel to Hardboiled, Stranglehold, John Woo's game. And the thing that was cool about that game was that it drew on his own aesthetics as power fantasy, and it made it like a really interesting, fun game. But a lot of like what Grand Theft Auto does is they take that aesthetic and it's like a kid wearing it because it's like a kid wearing the Hulk hands or like the Spider-Man or like the Superman costume with the drawn on and inflatable abs.
It's the David Byrne suit.
Yeah. By the way, huge fan of these like renders that look like when people try to make poser porn of like background characters from Silent Hill 3.
God, I love calling Rockstar like Hulk hand fucking like gangster movies. Like I think that is true.
Yeah.
It's just like because it is kind of like literally ham-fisted in some ways. And they're trying to give it to you, and their spin on it tends to be like, I mean, I think actually maybe for definitely for worse, because like Remedy has a very like is all like you could absolutely accuse them of being too sincere.
Yeah.
About the things that they're into. I think Rockstar's problem is that they're not sincere enough, and they kind of like wanna. They're like, haha, it's like a kind of parody.
I don't know that they're insincere. I think they're insecure.
Oh, that may, I mean, like, yeah.
I feel like they're like, oh, look at this cool thing, and it's cool, and you're like, is it cool? And they're like, oh, I was just joking. You know?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that's a really good read on it, Tony. I like
it is only like the tiniest dash of satire, like Salt Bae on top of it.
Right.
Just enough so that they could be like, oh, it's a satire, it's a joke. Because it's like they can't commit fully, even though they're putting so much energy into it, which is kind of like ultimately like the most embarrassing person at the party, right? Like the person that's trying his absolute hardest, but then will not be sincere about it when asked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think it's that kind of. There is a totally an affectation to it. Like they can't quite go all the way.
Right.
Because like even though that they're very sincere about it, they don't like. Rockstar clearly doesn't want to be cringe.
Right. Yeah. It's too afraid of being cringe to be actually able to be cool.
Right. And I think that's the difference. Is like Remedy. And like people definitely have let Remedy have it, but Remedy is also not afraid to be cringe.
Yeah.
They're free, as it were. Right, which makes them the most cringe.
I hate how much I sincerely appreciate the I am cringe but I am free meme.
Yeah.
I really hate having become somebody that sees a meme and I'm like,
These
yeah.
guys had some real issues with the Bronx.
I agree.
I super
They were back
dislike
to finish the job. It was time to start
cringed, but I feel like it's having its place. What I do find really funny is that Epic and Fail became such like prominent parts of like common language that people had to reach back into the 4chan vocabulary to pull out based and cringe so that they could
differentiate.
Right, because like Epic is something you see on mobile ads for Android phone, which means that in 5 years minimum, there will be ad campaigns that talk about how their products are based.
God, I don't like that.
Really soon.
That's extremely correct.
Really soon, and then finally I won't have to deal with.
I had to hurry or I'd lose
with
them.
being forcibly taken back to a 4chan flashback headspace every time somebody says that word, because nobody will be able to say, oh yeah, McDonald's will be like, the new based bacon cheeseburger
They were headed for the
at McDonald's.
It'll be the bacon. We put bacon on the McChicken. Now that's based.
Yeah,
and it'll be like a millennial, but like a kind of millennial that's like acceptable to like the like alt-right, but like not like an alt-right dog whistle type. You know?
Yeah, definitely like that. And then there are also they will like there'll be like a thinly veiled like Jack in the Box stand-in, and they'll be
and he'll
like,
be making the soy face.
Right, he'll be making the soy face, and they'll be like, don't fall for the cringe burger.
Tony, you're right. It's gonna be a white guy with a tattoo sleeve. That's the guy who's gonna be talking about how it's based. Because I was like trying to picture it where it's like it's gonna be a white guy, but it's not gonna be like coded to be like an alt-right guy, but it's gonna be a guy an alt-right guy would immediately trust.
Right, yeah. I think that you're correct that they would be like, we definitely don't want people to get the impression that the alt-right can't enjoy the new basic bacon cheeseburger.
All right, basic bacon cheeseburger.
We're trying to make an alt-right inclusive space to enjoy our McChicken bacon burger.
I am not an alt-right exclusive radical feminist.
That
Whatever.
okay. Oh, sorry. So it turns out you can shoot the hostages. Is a thing I learned. Leg pay me, huh?
Buying $100 worth of Chinese food kicks ass.
God, I wish that were me.
My oven was being worked on, so I told my roommates I would just buy a bunch of Chinese food for
Oh, God
everybody.
damn it. Sorry.
Got him.
It was like not aiming correctly, so I kept being like,
Wow.
what's going on here? And so I was
again-
just firing wildly, and I happened to fire wildly and hit the hostage.
Once again, Jade chooses violence against women.
Listen, I didn't choose violence against women. Violence against women chose me. Got him.
Got him.
He's making a run for it. Max, you sound like you're hunting her. What are you doing?
Imagine if after you accidentally shot her, he called her a fallen woman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what we call a fallen woman. Fallen and can't get up.
She was just like every other woman I knew. Disappointed me and couldn't take more than one bullet.
God. I feel like I'm sorry. I can't get over. Okay, one, I still can't get over like, oh, people who aren't white showed up and now they're criminals. But I also just kind of can't get over how much this. I don't know. Just kind of feels like it misses the point. Like having jumped from
What?
seeing Max Payne 1 to seeing this. Whoa, holy shit.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta.
I do like, this is a pretty cool, they have like some good like camera angles in this. I'm just
Oh
trying-
no, I mean
trying
I
to
think
figure
it's designed like the like gameplay and the aesthetics are obviously like very well tooled and polished.
You can see that they're like, you can see that their obsession with like, with movies is more like with cinematography.
Ooh, Coffee Stomach is asking the important questions. Does this even take place in New Jersey?
No, this
No.
is in Brazil.
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
There's
no,
a lot-
that
yeah.
that's why my preview image was him jumping and shooting at a bunch of geese surrounding Bolsonaro. Not Bolsonaro, he's shooting at the geese. It's very important that I made sure that it lined up that way. But yeah, because my friend was like, oh, it takes place in Brazil. Just have the image have Bolsonaro in it or something.
What are you going to do about Fabienne? I don't know. I'm taking it one sister at a time.
I'm just like
right now.
switching to keyboard because I was like, okay, actually it turns out that for the first time in forever, Rockstar made a game that doesn't work with a controller very well.
Yeah, that's kind of wild, actually.
Okay, Labov says the flashbacks are in New Jersey. Oh, yeah, it's Timothy. Thank you for following.
Oh, look, there's his death. Are you blind? She needs help.
Okay, where?
So good at
Oh, yeah, there
like,
she is.
yeah, the way that these guys are kind of like, more, like,
Does she need me to
This
shoot the
sort of-
door?
this sort of set piece I feel like was so common in the like fucking Gears of War era of AAA.
Wait, hold on. Was she trying to push a door that was pull? Was that why she couldn't get through it?
Yes.
Down there. Right.
Women be like,
I'm glad that this guy was like, everybody made fun of me. Don't bring a rocket launcher. We're not going to bring a rocket launcher. We're kidnapping people in a club. A rocket launcher is a terrible idea. But now he's an idiot. I brought the rocket launcher, and here we are. Oh, oops.
It's so great. I love quick time event type things like this, where you like, I could see the person playing it like follow it with their eyes, and then you don't get it.
Yeah. Oh, they brought 2 guys with them. Come on. Wow, it exploded so hard the guy who had the rocket launcher just gave up and died. He just... It was like, that was simply too cool. I must die, sir.
I keep feeling like the dead thing is just like is just they were like, what could we say instead of wasted? We can't say wasted. I don't know. Dead.
Pained.
Drunk American has been, Brazilian never won.
Either way, I needed to find Giovanna before they did.
This is like so, one of those bad graphic design things.
Okay.
I cannot get over how much this is like Bakemonogatari.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat who has as little self-respect as I do, please affirm.
I wouldn't out myself for watching anime even if I have. So.
Yeah, I know.
Which you haven't.
I don't have the strength within me.
Straight normie Tony.
I am. No, I still watch anime with my boyfriend.
Important caveat.
Like little asterisk.
Oh yeah, I watch anime with my boyfriend.
It doesn't count as weeb if your boyfriend makes you watch the anime.
For real.
Oh, okay. I did manually pull the trigger there. Sorry, my bad.
He's much better at Japanese than I am. And he has the best figurines. No, he does not. I would date a guy with anime figurines.
I'm surprised you don't already, honestly. No offense.
I don't take a lot of offense to that. But I don't know. I think the bears are all just too lazy for that.
Who is Metal Talking Head? That is Tony.
They got waifus at home.
Waifus at home. Oh, hey, there's painkillers in here that I didn't grab for some reason.
That's the Tony mantra.
Yeah, we've got waifus at home.
Wow, this really is just intended to be played on a... Oh. Whoa.
Jay, did something happen to your Curious Cat? Someone, Trashbat said they liked a lot of the discussion there.
Wait, is it gone? It shouldn't be.
I assume you probably just haven't posted it to.
Oh yeah, I just haven't updated it in a while, which isn't for any particular reason. I just usually do them in big batches. So.
I always just drop a bunch of money in there if I want you to answer something.
Aw.
I mean, not that I've ever asked any questions on there. Definitely none of those are me. Definitely none of those anonymous questions are me.
I mean, why would they be? You already have all the answers. Can you? What?
Yeah. Ooh.
I do, Jay. I've never. I don't know if I've ever had the opportunity to say this.
Oh.
But wow,
But
you got shot in
Jay.
the head. Did you see that?
Wait. Hold
You
on.
never had the opportunity to say that?
I never had the opportunity to say, but I have also very much enjoyed your answers to Curious Cats. As somebody who, I would put it, has done her service.
Yeah.
I did like my time, answering questions for the young and restless.
For babies. I like how diplomatic you're being.
Oh.
I love how I specifically chose like 5 words to avoid saying babies, and then Tony comes in to me.
Okay.
That's why we're your 2 moms.
Here's
Tony's the aunt. I'm
so-
the mom.
Here's what happened, Trash Bad. When I posted the thing that's a pinned piece, that would explain why I wasn't getting messages on it. I linked the wrong Curious Cat. I linked like an old one that I didn't use and I had deleted. That is the actual one. I forget that I actually have Bear Hat, not J Bear Hat. But I will fix that and put up a new post eventually.
No, it's really good, especially because somebody who shitposts so much, you really like go in it, and I feel like you're the sort of person who would be an actually, you'd be like an actually good Dear Prudence type, because you're also there've been a couple that I really enjoyed because you were like pretty good about challenging people gently, but like challenging them when it's clear somebody is asking, they're like, I'm not the bad guy, right? I want to be, you're gonna tell me I'm good, and then you being like, well, here, like, I'm not gonna let you have that so easily.
Yeah, no, especially because it's like I've been in this situation enough where somebody does that, and it's so that I'm like, well, I can only go off what you're telling me. So even if you're not the bad guy here in the version of the story you're telling me, that's only the version of the story you're telling me. I don't know what the story is. So here's some possibilities to consider and to, you know, check yourself on, like, is this what's going on? Because if it's this, then no, you are the asshole.
Right, exactly. It's a good way of kind of like, because I think oftentimes people might sincerely want to be told something that they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
But it's hard for anyone to hear that, so people tend to like couch and like defend themselves and apologize for themselves. So having, and you know, like when you're talking with your friends, you oftentimes you like want to be nice and give them the benefit of the doubt. But if you're trying to give someone really good advice, you kind of have to challenge them. I think that's the thing that like people who give good advice or even like good therapists absolutely have to do. This counts as simping. I'm simping Jay right now.
Aw.
I didn't even catch that in.
This'll the next one's on me.
All right, my turn. Jay, you suck.
Thank you.
Start beef with Tony. Start beef with Jay. Right now.
Jay, are you really wearing that?
I had to look down to see what I was wearing, and I was like, honestly, that'd be fair to say.
I feel like I'm capable of delivering that no matter without knowing what someone's wearing.
I'm wearing a sleeveless hoodie that says Brooklyn, and then I'm also wearing like modded sweatshirt to have wolves on it that I found at a thrift.
You literally always look good. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, thank you. And then I've got my Laura Palmer mullet going.
I'm wearing my couch shirt right now because it got really hot earlier.
We were
I am wearing a turtleneck and a skirt. I look very professional, even though yesterday I don't think.
Are you a beatnik?
No.
No.
I look like an OL.
How do stoner boys' feet smell? I don't know why people can ask me that. Like, I don't know what they would smell like. I don't smell feet.
Where were you?
Holy shit.
Don't worry, we're gonna get you out of here.
Jesus. Where is he? Is he okay?
The rest of the boys smells great. Why would I waste time on the feet?
Oh my god. It's Cole.
You are correct about how stoner boys smell, though.
Stoner boys smell great.
No, that's correct. That's just true. 100% true.
Barefoot is legal.
Seems
Bear
like
hat is
I wasn't
legal.
the only guy around here who had taken his eye off the ball.
I don't smell feet like
Listen, I have nothing against boy feet. I can appreciate a good boy foot. I just don't smell them. That's not like a thing that I'm like about. That's not a thing I take note of. Because usually I feel like if you can smell someone's feet, they probably smell not great.
I was gonna show my annoying shirt, but then I realized that it is a midriff, and that might be.
your annoying shirt.
Yeah, it's really annoying. Can I show midriff?
Yeah, I don't care.
All right, hold on. I need to like reverse it. I don't know how to do selfies. Hold on.
What did you do, Max? What the fuck? How did you?
So is he like struggling with addiction or something because it's cool? What's going on?
I mean, he was struggling with addiction, I guess, in the previous games, but it definitely wasn't cool. It kind of sucked. This time that's his character flaw.
But I don't know.
His fatal character flaw is
I get the feeling of
addiction.
this. What about you, Max? I don't know.
This dude's hair
I'm no
looks like a
expert on
smoke
hostage
render.
Negotiations. I know people who are, but they're in America. We don't have time for America.
I know you're
We
right,
don't-
Marcelo.
We don't have time.
I'm always saying that. We don't got time for it.
Father made a lot of money. We have always been targets. We all know that. But much as it pains me, I don't see we have a choice. Maybe after we pay, we find out who did it. We have them.
Well, it is that it's a
don't
Rockstar
know.
game when
Say,
there's a bunch of
who do you
people
think
in a
is
room
targeting your
talking
family?
about the money.
Haters.
Who can say? Life in this country is not easy. You can see that.
The money.
I have tried to do business the right way, but that's not always possible.
Like, hey, I saw Godfather one time, and
Of course, I made enemies, but I've also paid a lot of
I would
bribes.
gather that they've seen it maybe even more than once.
No idea.
It's probably that street
Wow.
gang trying to get
I
a
don't know.
I don't know how many other
All I
movies
know, I have
they've
tried to
seen.
reach out to this.
Oh, they
group.
saw Scarface for
how
sure.
Fernando
many other
Sombra.
movies? Hey, did you see about?
They're
Did you
not
see
from
the
any
thing
of the
about
favelas
Citizen
around
Kane?
here.
The big Citizen Kane
Linked
news.
to the drug business.
What?
Oh yeah, the Paddington 2
Got to do with drugs.
Surpassed it.
knockoff.
Yeah, as
Everybody
most popular movie on
loves money.
Rotten
It's wrong.
Tomatoes.
Like, why?
That's
So
really
that's
funny.
The only movie with
We can take
the
the money too.
perfect score.
Really?
Yeah, Paddington 2 has unseated Citizen Kane. I don't know what changed. I don't know, like, what new
Oh,
information-
so the reason I do know what happened because people were talking about that and I saw that, which is it dipped from 100 to like 90 or 99 or whatever because they were like restoring old like newspapers and stuff, and they found like an old review where somebody like called it like a bad movie from like literally like the 40s.
Wow, that's wild.
And it's funny because the negative review is just like, I don't know, it just seems too sad.
That's fair.
Incredible.
Yeah, that was it. The movie needs a little more sunshine. It's the line in the review that made me laugh.
That
Well,
is
maybe it
actually
does.
pretty fun.
Listen, I'm just glad that Paddington is
Apparently
getting
someone
the
up in the
recognition he
nosebleeds
deserves.
didn't like the game we were
I
playing.
hear people say that
The
Paddington
money
2
was
is
gone,
pretty good.
and I was next
Yeah,
to
I
get
watched the
off
first
that
one. I actually
field.
have never seen the second one.
Bullets came from all over.
Because I don't know. I think I'm saving it for something. I really should just
We're
watch it.
alarmed professionals, and I was starting
Alright.
to feel decidedly amateur.
Whoa, getting shot at the sports event.
Wow, you
Yeah,
can't.
they like their.
Wow, you can literally basically only
Yeah.
press W. You can't go in any other direction.
Oh, Akasaka Spicy. Clout was like a failed tech company that made a
Oh,
website
fuck,
where
I
you
forgot
like
about Cloud.
rated.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why my shirt is annoying. Where you rate, like you were rated on a scale of like 1 to 100
Wait,
over
huh?
like how much quote unquote clout you
Apparently
had
someone
based
up
on
in
your
the
like
nosebleeds
social
didn't like
media.
the
Oh
game.
my god, you have a
We were
clout with the
The
K
money was gone,
crop
and
top.
I was
Yeah,
next
did you
to
see
my
That
that's-
rules.
yeah.
I love
just-
that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
No,
and
I am like I love owning like shirts and shit
We're
of
alarmed
like
professionals, and I was starting to
shitty
feel
failed
decidedly amateur.
yeah, that's pretty. amazing.
startups. It's my favorite. I love that.
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
love.
All right.
That
Let's
and
go.
that
There's
and
There's gotta be a first-aid kit
that
around here
and like
somewhere.
failed games. If you have any old
I've been shot
E3
more
shirts,
times
for
than I
example,
can
like E3
remember.
swag,
Yeah.
give that
Felt
shit to
different.
me.
Maybe
I will
fate
cut
was
it up and
sending
turn
me
it
a
into stuff because
message,
I love
trying to tell me my
wearing
luck was finally
anything
about to run
that
out.
one,
Or maybe
went
I
out of
just
business,
severed
or
an
two,
artery and was
never
bleeding
happened.
out like
My
Oh,
favorite.
absolutely.
The second
No,
one is
that's-
my
that's great.
Favorite.
Guns, either
I
way.
love having games
I was
like
failing
shirts from games that
fast.
never happened. Which is super morbid because I'm somebody who has worked on games that like never came out and stuff. So I don't know why it's funny to me, but it is.
It's really funny because when you see merchandise for stuff like that, it's
At
just like,
least one
hey, remember how
percent
hype
now. That
this
raised our
was?
chances of survival all the
Yeah,
way from
yeah,
nil
absolutely.
to
Well, and the
slim.
thing is, a lot of this stuff is like, honestly, a lot of the stuff is like super hype, like
Go on,
in
you got this.
E3 at the time, but doesn't even go online or anything like that afterwards. So like, not even like it was only hype in that one moment, but only to a certain group of people.
Yeah.
And like everyone else is like, what the hell is this thing? And that makes it extra funny to me. I don't know.
One of my favorite morbid things that I want to get more of is stuff from like old pharmaceutical promotional material, any kind, because it's always like a fucking disaster.
Like, super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Feeling a little down? Get some heroin. I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, no, it's literally shit. Yeah, like old painkiller ones.
I feel like Zoloft is like famously the most egregious of them all.
Yeah, because
right?
egregious was one of the, or Zoloft was one of the big ones where they like first were like, yeah, we're gonna directly advertise to people who like straight up just don't know better.
Yeah, it was like Zoloft was advertised so much as like a lifestyle brand, like just like a thing that makes you happy. Like it was very like.
Do you feel sad? It's
Yeah,
not because of life.
Do you need an improvement in your life? Well, this product will give it to you.
Do you hate your kids? Do your kids hate you? Try Zoloft. Are you intolerable to be around? Try Zoloft. Great book to read, by the way, is Side Effects, a book about exactly like that, and specifically how they covered up the side effect, like literally just lied about what the side effects could be for teenagers, and then got sued eventually after like a shit ton of like work was done to uncover all of the documentation that they lied and covered it up and advertised it anyway, and like repressed information about like possible negative side effects. And then the amount of money that they had to pay out was like at most like 1% of how much money they made doing it. Skullgun, I don't know. It's your call. Do the antidepressants work for you? Are the side effects manageable? Do you have the ability to access other methods of help and care? Like, one of the big things that I'm very, like, anti-antidepressants, because I'm not anti-antidepressants, I go on them all the time. Go off them, too. But one of my, like, things about it that I really dislike is that the way it's advertised and stuff is that, like, the scale for, like, how they measure depression is skewed in such a way where I know multiple people who got, like, put on SSRIs and basically, like, it made their life worse. But it was like, well, technically you score better on the depression scale, so technically it's better for you, so you should be taking it. But it's like it traded in like mild depression for like basically feeling like a zombie 24/7.
Yeah,
so it's like if it's something like that, then like yeah, like that to me is like the big problem is that they're treated as like cure-alls, but they don't work for people. Like they just don't work for some people, and there's no way that they like address that in a lot of the marketing. Because they don't want you to be like, oh, it doesn't really work for me. They want you to just keep taking it. What the hell is...
Consider, like... I think it's good to think about medicine as, like, a tool in your box of things to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than, like, a, like... like... There are a lot of different ways that you could talk about it. There's a lot of different ways you could use it. It's just really good to think about that. I mean, I think about this in the case of like ADHD, where I am old enough that when I was diagnosed with it, which was at a very, very young age, it was a really big deal, and it was talked about a lot more as if it was like a life-altering like learning disability.
Yeah.
That I would have to spend my whole life like trying to work around, and like the amount of things that I went through, both like in terms of medication, which like some of it which was helpful, others of which was really, really bad, and I didn't ever get to feel like I had a choice about whether I could take it or not until I was an adult. And
I
that
remember
that will
era.
make you that will give you a really negative association with it if it doesn't feel like it's something
Yeah.
you can control.
That makes sense. I mean, I remember that era too. I mean, people treated ADHD as like it was some kind of like deadly epidemic.
Yeah.
Right, like it's often a little strange to me how like different the language and is around it. Like the like I mean you could say this about a lot of mental health stuff, but the sort of like kind of like, oh, ADHD people are like this or whatever like that. Like the kind of there's a little bit more
lived and died this game.
people are
That day
affirmative
more than
and
most.
kind of maybe even cloying at times about it, but my experience with it was so bad as a child. And a lot of like what I found to be most effective with it for it was like making like pretty big changes around like my lifestyle and how I focus and how I like organize like every aspect of my life.
Good job.
And
Oh,
you know,
fuck.
at
Damn
times
it.
medication was helpful for it, but at other times it was not. And a lot of those big changes really had to come from me, like
I guess I must have
learning
skipped
how
that.
to
Okay, come
learning
on.
how to live and be functional,
How's he going?
despite you know having to deal with it. It's kind of like,
Got here.
Does he have the money?
maybe this is a depressing way to put it, but I feel like with
What the fuck is going on?
with any kind of mental illness, it's so unfair that you have to deal with it, but it is still ultimately your responsibility to deal with it, and nobody can.
I mean, I think Jay and
Nobody
I
can
were
deal
kind of
with it,
talking about
but
this
yeah.
on one of the recent streams, right, Jay? Kind
Yeah.
of the
Quick sidebar. Lavav, I literally saw your message right after I'd hit the elevator button. So I will go up to the next TVs that I see, though. Oh, fuck. Apparently they do have TV shows in this one like they do in the other Max Paynes. But yeah, no, we were talking about this before, where it's like I'm not like antidepressants. I'm anti the pharmaceutical industry, is the best way to put it. Because like I know I have plenty of friends for whom like, you know, various antidepressants or like medications like literally were life-saving. But I also know that like the way it's advertised and sold to people isn't really about trying to like save or improve your life. It's about trying to get you on a medication that maintains it like that you have to stay on regardless of whether or not it actually works for you.
Right, exactly. It's like it should be a choice, and sometimes you like if you have a good therapist or psychiatrist or someone who's like really working with you, they will be much more invested in like, hey, let's try this out and see if it works for you. Like, and if it doesn't, like we'll try other things. Like there are a lot of different approaches.
Yeah.
well,
And
the-
I feel the same way. Like I don't take any medicine for ADHD, but like I know many people who are like, it's really important. It was like life changing for me. I think in some ways like I'm also colored by having had very bad childhood experiences, but if I hadn't like spent a lot of time and parts of my life working on that and growing, I wouldn't be able to reach the place where I am today. So
Why am I
in some
dressed
ways,
like Nick
I
Wilde
don't
now?
regret it.
oh my god,
Trophies and game plans.
holy shit!
It'd have been a very
You
long
really
time
are.
since
Yeah,
I'd had
he's
one.
literally wearing Nick Wilde's outfit. Yeah, like, so, for example, I have a friend who was put on like all kinds of regimens of like medications and stuff, to the extent they ended up having to do their own research, because what they happened was that everything they got put on didn't help them and or made them feel worse. But it was always like, oh well, if it's doing this, then it's doing its job, and they're like, I'm still depressed, except now I also like have the side effects of SSRIs and stuff. And they had to like advocate for months to get put on tricyclics, I think is what they're called, which were like really, really old guard antidepressants. And it was like super like huge pain. And like literally the second they got on it, they were like life changed. but they weren't like given the autonomy to do that. And the reason for that was because those medications, the patents had expired on them. So pharmaceutical companies did a lot to try to convince doctors to not prescribe them because they couldn't make money off of them.
Yeah, it's like there's so much that really just it makes it hard to get medicine that you actually want.
I thought that guy was a them at first, and I thought he like shot himself in the leg, and they were like, "Oh shit, dude, are you okay?"
Well, you certainly don't know.
It's kind of like, I mean, it's very similar in a lot of ways to like HRT or any sort of like transition-related healthcare, where there's this clash between like what works for you and like your own bodily autonomy and the pharmaceutical industry and the medical industry in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't trust big estrogen.
Yeah. The
big estrogen.
The fucking way patent laws like are partially why pharmaceutical industry is so fucking awful is like insane.
Don't trust big Impossible Whopper.
Yeah. I mean, like it's kind of like here an example that kind of intersects with this stuff of like an example that I always compare is, for example, there's a reason why there was a lot of money and stuff put into Truvada, but not into curing HIV. Because they don't want you to be cured. Because they want you to have a medication or like say a vaccine. Although now they're actually working on a vaccine. But the reason why stuff like Truvada was developed first, and that's because it's like, okay, we could work on something that makes it so that you're immune to getting it, or that if you get it, it can be like cured and treated without like lifelong medication, or lifelong medication, you have to keep buying it. But that results in like worser healthcare, even if it does include stuff like Truvada's a fucking miracle drug, you know? For people who don't know, Truvada is a medication you take that basically makes it so you can't get HIV while you're on it.
And also controls HIV's symptoms if you have it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. I didn't know that it was also...
the same thing, essentially, as the other one.
Yeah.
I'm not the right person to ask about this, but I have heard that, so... I think there's minor differences, but they're essentially the same thing.
And I know, like, it's also like a thing where it's like it's pretty popular because it has relatively like minor rare side effects. They do like blood work to make sure that you don't get any. The big one that I've always heard is that I had a friend who couldn't take PrEP because he got the rare and very unfortunate side effect where it just gives you the shits constantly.
I thought you were gonna say it makes you gay.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was the problem. Is it made him gay? No, it was just it's very rare that it does that, and he just happened to be one of the few people where he was like the entire time I was taking it, I just felt like fucking garbage because I just had the worst shits of my life, and the second I went off of it,
there are definitely some road jokes there, but it's that's horrible.
I think there's another one now that's not Truvada that he was able to go on. That was
that's great.
That did not have the same side effects.
I'm really glad that stuff exists.
Oh yeah, it's also called, but most people refer to it as just PrEP. I think PrEP also includes the other brand of it because it's just a something. It's like a prophylactic something exposure.
Deal with him first. I only got one shoulder left.
There's no time. The money will be long gone. We gotta stay on the guy with the bag.
I might have written a book on dumb ideas.
Wait, where did subtitles for this one go? There was like no subtitles for just that. Don't shoot me, please. Thank you. Wait, what?
Man, I don't know. The tone of this is still just bothering me.
The game?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, it's not great. It's really kind of disappointing after how charming Max Payne 1 is. I mean, it's not bad to play.
No, I mean, and I'm sure the gameplay is.
But
pretty
it's
great,
it's
right?
yeah,
Like,
but it's
that's what
very
they're
much so a
good
thing
at.
of just like, aw, I was hoping to see it be a little bit more Max Payne-y.
Yeah, like it really just. I think that what continues to be bugging me is that it feels like someone didn't get the joke.
Yeah.
About this, like, the set pieces are so much jockier. Like,
Flash? That's not a flashlight. That's a gun. The fuck are you? Oh, it's got a flashlight on it. Okay.
we're at this like football stadium. I can't imagine a level of Max Payne 1 or 2 taking place in a football stadium.
Right? Yeah.
The smell in this place reminded me of how long
I can't
it's
imagine
been since
the
I had
developers
any
of
food.
Max Payne
The
1
drinker
knowing
eats
about
when he's
football
loaded.
stadiums.
The real drunk eats when he's not.
They didn't even know.
I don't think that's true. I don't think. You know I'm a real alcoholic because I don't eat when I've been drinking. I don't think that's true. I think every alcoholic I've known eats constantly. I think you're just making up rules to being an alcoholic so that you sound cooler, Max.
They're really, they're really like, hey, I am a.
But God, to be a fly in the wall of this writer's room.
Yeah, it's like not a noir. I think that's the other reason why it feels out of place.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is noir. Yeah, it is way more Showtime than like, and even
It's like crime movie rather than noir.
yeah. Right. Again, I feel pretty confident in calling this like the movie adaptation of like a noir novel. That
Yeah, this is trying to be like 24 or The Wire or whatever, those things.
I mean, this basically,
20.
this probably is what the Max Payne movie looks like, from what I've seen. Yeah, there was a Max Payne movie. I forgot who plays Max Payne.
Keep your headset on.
Whatever you say.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
And we do see. So wait, did we get an answer? Are we seeing all these weird visual effects because he's like?
I think it's because I think it's because he's an alcoholic now.
Oh, he's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Damn. Alcoholism does some wild stuff to you.
Yeah.
Alcoholism makes you look like a NetArt video from 2014. If you know this.
like that's the
Look at the gun just floating. Okay, I am gonna go pee real quick. So I will BRB.
I'm gonna say things I'm not allowed to.
what wouldn't you be allowed to say on this? Right?
I mean, people
I
can
don't
hear
know.
you, so.
I know, that's why I'm gonna say it though. Hello, everybody. Hi, Avi.
Tony is gonna say something illegal.
I am. I'm gonna say the illegal words. I'm gonna say the forbidden knowledge. One of my friends just said that he just figured out that tikka masala is just pasta sauce with different spices.
Oh my god!
And I was like, you did it. And he was like, what? And I was like, it's always so good when people realize the forbidden knowledge of cooking.
Yeah, I mean it is true that it's like curry is a pasta sauce of another.
Well, specifically tikka masala because it's like a British
oh yeah,
curry
tikka masala.
made of tomatoes and cream.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
it's already about that.
but I feel like I know a lot of weird stuff just because I know a lot about food and I know a lot about food history, and then I can kind of like mentally trace the steps between like X dish to X other dish, and then be like, oh my god, this dish is just like this other dish from this other country, but fake.
I know. I kind of want to know a little bit more about like food history, just because I know that a lot of it that feels like, oh, this is like ancient traditions is not actually really the case. Because
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff that everyone thinks is like ancient is like 100 years old tops.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then like a lot of stuff that people take for granted is like very ancient. Like it's pretty weird. I will not go into it because I've reached such a galaxy brain level of knowing food history stuff to learn about different like food cultures and stuff just because of my own weird obsession with cooking. That my hot takes are so spicy that I will say something like Italian food is just fake Chinese food and the internet will murder me.
I mean,
So
I
I'm
feel
not
like
going
that,
to.
that is true. I
It
mean,
is
like,
true.
I know that a lot of Italian American food, or at least this is my like tip of the iceberg level knowledge, you know, is like that. Oh, like a lot of it was stuff that like Italian American immigrants like came to America and found were really cheap instead of being as expensive.
Oh yeah, you know, well, a lot of Italian food, Italian American food is just essentially like, okay, how do I make this Italian dish but with all of these American like ingredients? And it's amazing when you make the like Italian dish and then you like look at the two and you're like, oh, this is supposed to be this. Oh, I get it now. And like you make that connection, and I feel like that level of like, I'm definitely like on an ASMR level, like addicted to that level of realization when it comes to cooking. Like I really love learning stuff like that makes it click, kind of to suddenly realize what flavor that recipe is trying to chase, etc. It's especially funny with, I feel like, with Italian American food and Italian food, because then you get to the point where like the Italian American recipe is like, you know, 30 ingredients, and then you like figure out what it's actually based on, and it's like a 3-ingredient dish.
Oh wow.
And it's like, but that's because those 30 ingredients kind of get close to what these 3 ingredients do, because these 3 ingredients have a very particular flavor. And that's honestly the way a lot of Italian food works, because like it's just like, well, in this region they had a lot of this, they had a lot of that, and they had a lot of this. So you put those 3 together, and it's a very specific flavor.
You would make food based on that. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say the carbonara discourse that I was joking about earlier. So like, apparently carbonara is supposed to just be like guanciale, parmesan, romano, black pepper, and pasta that is not based on eggs. And then eggs. And it's supposed to only ever be those ingredients. And like nothing else, and you can prepare them all sorts of ways, and that's another thing that I found was really interesting about Italian food. And like every country, every like culture, I guess, kind of does food differently. But I think that's funny about Italian food is a lot of people don't realize Italian food recipes are oftentimes a set of ingredients, and American recipes are oftentimes like a geographic configuration, like a preparation, like configuration of starches and meats and like whatever, right? Rather than like we think of food as being like, this is a taco because it has, you know, it's like that like, is it a taco argument, right? It like that's how Americans think of food. That's what that actually means. Is we're like, oh, there's a starch here and then there's meat on top of it. That's a taco, right? Whereas, you know, carbonara is supposed to be those specific ingredients.
It's just those ingredients, kind of like
but they could be organized in different ways.
Yeah, they don't. So they don't care about. That's interesting. It's like
it's
a content versus form argument almost.
Right. Yeah, which is like, and it's just like a different way of thinking about things, you know.
Yeah,
I don't think either one is like wrong. I actually just recently made a very American spaghetti and meatballs, and I loved it. We've been getting Impossible Burger, which slaps.
Oh man, God, what was the thing? We made something pretty incredible with Impossible Burger. Not too long.
It's so good. Impossible Burger is just so...
Yeah, they're actually pretty great.
Oh, it's really good. I keep making... I've just been stocking Impossible Burger, and now I'm like, I'll just make... I don't know, it's like just replace ground beef. Like, I'm not a huge ground beef fan, but I just make stuff with it, like, all the time without even thinking. Just like, oh, I'm just gonna make a ginger beef dish with it. I'm gonna make whatever, right? And it just, I don't even have to think about it, and it just always comes out so good. I love Impossible Burger. I'm so glad. I was waiting for years. I was like, oh my God, please please come to grocery stores. I want it so bad because it was only restaurants for a really long time.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't. Yeah. And now it's like pretty easy to do. And because Fern's vegetarian, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we've a lot of times when we're cooking kind of like a fancy meal or whatever, then we'll go for an Impossible Burger, and it allows, like, I'm always really happy that you can make the easy and convenience of burger or ground beef based meals.
Yeah.
Like you're great, like it's really easy. Like there's a lot of things you can just be like, I just got like some canned like vegetables and some ground beef, and now I have like a complete meal.
Right. You just slap it on some white rice. You get like.
Right. You don't have to do too much. And it's like, oh, my friend's vegetarian.
Is he throwing a bomb at you?
Yeah, he's. Fuck.
Blech. That's what I say whenever someone blows me up with a bomb.
If somebody blew me up with a bomb, I would probably go, blah.
So if somebody blew me up with a bomb, I would simply get out of the way.
Wow.
I would not get blown up by the bomb. But I'm built different.
I'm built different.
Simply built different.
I'm only medium pain. That's
What?
why I can't
Jesus.
do that.
Mild pain.
Speaking of, I had to lower the game to easy because I was like, fuck this. I'm not invested enough in this game to play it on medium.
That's called being smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't.
The true power is being strong enough to set the game to easy.
Lord, give me the strength. Lord, give me the strength to set the game to easy mode. And give me the serenity to forgive myself for doing so.
Yeah, like give me the strength to be an elite gamer and the serenity to turn the difficulty down to easy when I don't want to be. I think that's actually like really fair, because like sometimes you can tell when the game's difficulty is a certain thing and you're like, okay, cool, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't actually have, you don't have anything else to offer to me, so.
I no, straight up, if a game, when you go to lower the difficulty, says, are you sure you'll miss out on achievements? I'm like, okay, so the difficulty's bullshit.
I remember when I played Dragon Age Inquisition, I think it was, and I was like, oh, this fight is kind of hard, and then like people I knew were like, wait, you don't have it set to like weak baby difficulty? And I was like, what should I?
Come
and they're
on.
like, no, the game's not for that. For talking to people, romance options. I was like, huh. I was like, is Dragon Age just an excuse to play a VN?
Yeah, it literally is. I mean,
it's just a VN, but you can bring it up with your friends without being embarrassed.
That, like people are too embarrassed. I mean, I think that there is, I would say that in some ways there are some like ways that having gameplay at times can kind of like help pace a game in really important ways. In fact, I think that that's in a lot of ways like what some of the original impetus for like having an RPG in the first place was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, right, like even historically, right?
Right. Yeah. There's like a lot of like, you can trace this to like Dragon Quest and some other games.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think that Western RPGs are like kind of obsessed with the kind of like Dungeons and Dragons and like general like tabletop RPG like simulationism, but they're still a little bit more interested in weird ideas about like what simulation is than necessarily even being fun. And JRPGs like Dragon Quest are really invested in like pacing you through a story.
Yeah,
and that
totally.
the combat and the encounters and everything is tuned for that.
I just want to point out real quick, by the way, that for a memorial for a soccer player, using a photo of him absolutely whiffing the ball and not hitting it, very funny.
He might have been hitting it. Sometimes the ball goes in a weird direction.
Looks like some kind of maintenance elevator.
I mean, it looks like just a regular elevator, Max.
Something that ain't here, I
You
guess.
sounded pretty.
Take your shoes,
You
Max.
sounded like a Metal Gear character for a second with how gruff that voice was.
Snake. It's a maintenance
Guess ain't
elevator.
a word nice.
Sounded the money?
Maintenance elevator? It's an elevator for maintenance, Snake.
Man,
But we can approach, but it goes up and down, just like a regular elevator, too. All right, if you say so.
All right.
I don't know if you ever saw that, like, tweet
I
that
see.
Matthew Stagey made. That was
Careful, you
like,
got company.
oh, how did it go? It was like, like, it was from Death Stranding. It was like, hey, Giant, hey, Sam, this is Die Hardman. I baked a loaf of banana bread for you. I left a loaf of it on the table. You can cut off a big slice or a small slice, however much you'd want. It was like pitch perfect Koji Makeda.
Run. I don't know why you can't run, Max. Okay, turns out that doesn't actually, Oh, fuck, you're the one who's shooting me. No, don't drop it. Max, pick it up. Use it. Use the gun. Oh my god,
Do
don't
it
pick
in
it up.
slow motion though.
A real drunk only runs when he's not loaded. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill you, Max Payne. Ow, I fell over. Oh, fuck. Oh no, Max's shoes!
damn. He shoots people with machine guns and he's got feet.
Hey, newspaper.
I can't believe we didn't get any subs for Soul Cam.
Yeah. Come on, chat. I gave you what you wanted. Max Payne's feet.
Oh yeah.
That's what we're all here for.
Can we get some bits for Max Payne feet?
Yeah, can we get some cheers for Max Payne's feet, please?
Yeah.
All right.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Acastus Tracy. Where am I making a run to?
You could especially have it bullet time.
Ah!
Incredibly.
Hey, there we go. They're back.
Yeah, perfect.
The boys.
This is great. Yeah, just use up all of your bullet time.
So wait, does your bullet time like recharge or?
Like,
Yeah, it's on the right next to myself.
You hella used it all.
Yeah. I mean, it was really funny, so it was worth
Oh,
it.
is it like when you shoot people?
I think that's how it recharges. I think it recharges slowly normally, but I'm assuming it's kind of like the original games. Oh, Pelanova, thank you for gifting the sub. Got the double
nice.
Scorpio on
It's all
top.
clear up here.
Good bear.
What about the kid with the money?
I don't even
The what? What are we doing?
Got it. AV, I cannot get over since you said it's a very Rockstar game because they're talking about the money.
Yeah.
Cannot stop hearing it. It's really just.
Try to clear you some
Oh,
space.
it's offensive every time I hear it now.
I'm so glad. Okay, I'm glad someone else can resonate that in their brain because
God.
Like,
The
you know
money.
You know the scene in the movie. You know that not just the scene in the movie, but the entire movie is about the money. Like,
Right.
they've got it.
definitely.
Where's the
money.
fucking money? We gotta have the money. I need to see that money by tomorrow, or
Yeah.
there's gonna be consequences.
Oh wait.
Rockstar
Okay.
has seen every version of that movie for sure.
Yeah, they own the collection of that movie.
Right. I actually have a particular weakness for that kind of movie.
Nice.
I kind of like action and heisty movies. My mom my mother is a women's studies professor and teaches Victorian literature. However,
Stay calm.
her
However,
favorite
That was a big however.
Yeah.
However, her favorite movie is Alien, and she loves
Oh.
James Bond movies.
I mean, Alien's a
Oh,
good
wait,
movie.
Wait,
Yeah,
I was about
Alien's
to
a
say,
great
that
movie.
that
And it's
actually
a-
doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
If you like,
Oh!
I feel like if you're like a women's studies Victorian.
Oh, it came out his butt. That sucks. Sorry.
Wow, gross.
Yeah,
I
that.
think if you're a women's studies Victorian person, I think that there's nothing surprising about liking aliens.
Yeah, I actually think so too. It's totally in her wheelhouse.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
But she likes that sort of movie a lot too. So I watched a lot of them growing up and have a particular confidence.
Oh, my thumb! No!
Ugh.
Zoom in for awesome. This is reminding me of that Boar Boy post.
Wait, which Boar Boy post?
The one that was like, the one that's making fun of
Try the other side.
the fucking steampunk immersive sim Dishonored. The one about like, there's Victorian hats that make you go crazy and attack by rats and shoot at each other.
I'm trying, pal.
Where are they?
The importance of a strong
Oh, they're there.
union, that's for sure. It really is about how your corporate bosses
Oh,
would
fuck!
let you all get impregnated by an alien monster
Stay down.
to make a buck.
Try to find some cover.
Get me out of here! They're freaking shooting at me, Max.
I got it.
I got it.
I got it. You gotta protect him so he can die at the appropriate height later.
Yeah.
I like that this guy wasn't like, wow, everybody I know sent out there got shot by the sniper. I should just shoot this guy from the safety of the stairwell I'm in right now.
Like, I feel like this guy feels like he's being too much of a weenie for the game to keep him alive.
This guy looks like an adult man cosplaying as one of the Stranger Things kids.
Listen to me. You head for the chopper. We need to be ready to get the hell out of here.
Oh,
I
look
guess I'll stay on the money.
at how much
Max Payne.
escorting there is.
Yeah.
Plan, pal.
I guess because they wanted to have these set pieces where you're doing like epic stick sniper shots,
Just let me deal with this guy first.
but they're giving it stakes
I'm moving
other
too.
than
Stay in touch.
you getting shot, which would actually be kind of boring. So
I mean, you know how this
this is
works.
actually
I'm sure the
pretty good game design, but it's really weird that he has to keep on saving people from getting shot.
Well, that's what I'm. Yeah, I mean that. You know how this works. You know those games were designed before the writing came.
Right? Oh yeah. For sure.
It's funny
The
too.
director was definitely like, okay, we're gonna space this out with a bunch of escort sniper missions.
And it's
the
funny.
writers were like, okay.
It's funny
So,
because
fucking,
like
4 p.m. dick flattening level. Okay.
I was thinking it's funny too because it's like those are in the original Max Payne, but they're folded in so well that you don't think of them as like, uh-oh, here it is, another
yeah, you're
mission
right.
where I have to save
You're right,
this
because
guy.
I didn't actually think of it that way in the first Max.
Yeah, because they're actually like fun and interesting, whereas these are just like, okay,
El Pasos.
you got through the hallway shooting section. Now it's time for the sniper shooting section. Are you ready for the next hallway shooting section?
Right.
This is an arcade game.
Yeah.
It's very strictly delineated, which is different than like the early Max Paynes where you're kind of just like moving through these
Who are these
weird
fine gentlemen?
areas.
Paramilitary.
Like the apartment level I really liked. You
I
were
like
just kind of like barging in through different levels and a whole bunch of dudes would come out and it would be really
What's going
wild.
on now?
These guys are like, do you guys hear someone? Is someone talking? Who's talking?
Yeah, like he's right there, dude.
I like the little.
like
I like the hippo.
Ursus Untitled, I really like the chopper and the money, the bag.
Now we've lost the wife and 3
Lost the wife! Oh my god! Holy shit! I wish I was fast enough to screenshot that. Just Max Payne saying, "Lost the wife."
That feel when you lost the wife.
I'm gonna make a
No,
run
I
for
can
the
see
light
this
ring.
being about like why does Max care?
I had a hole in my second
But
favorite
it is
drinking
really
arm,
weird that they were like,
and the
well, let's
only way
take
we were
him.
likely to get
He was kind of
Fabiana back
defined
now
by
was in
by being in
Whoever our
Jersey and
uninvited guests were,
fighting against
I was about done
his
with
wife's
soldiers.
killers. So bringing him all the way over here is kind of wild.
Got him.
Okay, nice three CCP.
Good night.
Oh, good night, DCV. Come on. You guys come out, not me. Jesus, Pyro. Hi, Pyro.
I love it because I don't suffer, but you suffer.
Alright, well, I guess I can't shoot the sniper. That sniper was absolutely aiming at an angle that he could not get me at.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Just wasn't feeling it today.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild decision. I
There was
wonder
only
what
one way
went
up
in the
there.
decision to have him just go to Brazil.
He got that YouTube comment.
I'm going up.
That was all.
I guess
Believe
this
me, I ain't gonna
is,
drag
I
this
will
out.
say, if this was like the third movie in an action franchise, that makes a lot of sense. They would just like have the main character who is like, whose first like couple of movies were motivated entirely by personal tragedy. They're like, I guess we'll just like send him to Brazil, or like we'll just put him in some new exotic location and spice things up.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's also kind of like an action trope of like, you know,
Right.
if you can put the like American patriot ass dude protagonist in like some other country, it's like perfectly okay to mow down 1 million people.
Yeah.
Showed up, but things had a habit of only
Without
making
it being
sense to me
weird, you know what I
looking
mean?
back long
Yeah,
after
no, that
I'd
makes
run out of
sense.
time to fix them.
I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess you mowed down plenty of people in Max Payne 1, right?
What's
Would
this
you
thing
say it was
Addy
to this
posted?
level?
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
Hello.
I clicked
Hello.
off the screen and that was my bad. Hold on, I wanted to click, see what Addy posted. Now we've lost the wife and $3 million. Perfect.
Good.
It was
Good.
also because it also had said, it like emphasized the lost the wife, which is what made it so funny. What?
Headmaster.
See, okay, watch this laser. Like he can't.
Yeah.
Like he can't.
at that
Like how is he aiming at that? How is he aiming at me at that angle? Like it's cutting through the building. Cause it was following me to like here, like a 90-degree angle from the building. Aha! There is a secret over here. I knew it. A gold gun.
Golden guns.
This is the Max Payne novel that was ghostwritten by Barry White after Alan Wake disappeared.
I don't believe Barry would write this. I believe within 2 months says coffee stomach.
Oh my god, I like.
There's only one way up.
I'm
Yeah,
so
don't be mean
into
to
the
Beryl.
idea of like what Barry would have
Believe me,
written.
I ain't gonna drag
That's
this out.
Like it would be
Yeah.
so bad and so corny, but I feel like I would love everything.
I don't think it would be this violent.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like this. Like Barry probably. Barry would be like.
Barry
and
would
then
put a
Max-
love story in it.
Yeah, there would be a love story, and then it would be like Max Payne did some totally fucking sick shit. Like it would be stuff like that. It would be like, and then Max Payne killed like a
We
million.
have destroyed
And you
He's
flex
so
his
cool
arm and
about it.
kissed it.
place of work. Looking back, it was strange how the cops never
And then he
showed up,
kissed a
but things
girl.
had a habit
Yeah,
of
that's
only making
that's
sense to
very
me,
core
looking back
to
long
me.
after I'd run out of time to fix them.
It's so funny that it's like, yeah, and then after you mow the guy down when they're dead, is he alive? What? Okay. You can keep shooting him, and it doesn't really do anything other than just like, yeah, as it's ragdolling, you can add more bullet holes to it. Ah!
Press X for awesome.
Jesus.
Wait, Bakuro.
Oh, Bakuro is fucking good. Me and Piro watched that
Wait.
together.
Wait, did you guys
Do a film critters on it?
You guys suggested it on Film Critters.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I think it was
I'm gonna watch it.
I think it was my either number 1 or number 2 favorite film of the year. It was like when we did our top 5 or top 10 list, both of us had Bakuro on it.
I mean, wait, is it South Americans murdering a bunch of white people?
I don't want to say because it does give away a really
That's fair.
good
That's
twist
fair.
about the film.
That's fair.
I will say it is a reverse. It is beat for beat a Western, but it reverses a lot of the Western tropes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I'm into that. That sounds cool.
I want to watch that.
And so going into it, like that was the thing where the first time I watched it, I like had trouble with the pacing, but that's because I don't watch a lot of Westerns, so I didn't pick up that it was a Western at first. But once I like was told that, I rewatched it and I was like, oh wow, this really is just beat for beat a Western, but like with a lot of the elements reversed.
What I was gonna say is I tend to not be able to watch. I tend to not enjoy watching most violent stuff and gory stuff. But I make exceptions.
I would say the main gore comes near the end of the film, and it's very short, and it's usually very like they're usually pretty good about having the gorier scenes being the gratifying ones, not the like horrifying tragic ones.
Yeah, no, you guys did talk about it on Film Creators, which Streamlabs just mentioned.
Ooh.
Oh, you mentioned the Film Creators.
These guys look like they just walked off the set of oh fuck, what's that show? Entrepreneurs?
His dad was some well-known hood, drug dealer, racketeer, pillar of the New Jersey.
Like what the fuck was he doing at him? Just like rah! He was doing the Muppet and arm wave.
I'm annoying.
This kid had a well-developed sense of humor for New Jersey.
I hate the visual design in this movie.
I thought I told you to get out of here, old man.
Did you say in this movie?
No, yeah, sorry. In these cutscenes.
I mean, you're not wrong. This is definitely trying to be a weird.
They really like. Okay, has anyone else noticed the sports emphasis? Like
That's true. Yeah.
look at this guy's like really detailed, super well modeled jersey. And we were just at a football stadium.
I mean, it is Rockstar, so.
Yeah. Rockstar just wants to make sports games and they can't get away with it.
They're kind of jock. You know,
Yeah, but they're like the jock core people who aren't cool enough to actually hang out with the jocks.
Yeah, dear old dad.
I kind of there's the one Rockstar game that I kind of want to play is Bully. Like that's the one Rockstar game that I've heard that I missed at the time, but sounded kind of interesting.
What game?
I don't have that on good authority. Bully. The one that you're like, where you're like at some like.
Oh, Bully! Yes.
It's because boarding school or something like that.
I unironically love Bully. I think Bully is their best game in my opinion.
Sorry, I was jiggling at Addie's edit of that screen grab.
Oh, I'm gonna take a look at it after I get a chance to.
Yeah.
Bully is a good. Okay, I'm hearing like, all right, people are singing the praises of Bully, so I really do feel like.
I might maybe I'll do a Bully stream. I've actually been debating it because Bully's a fun game to fuck around in.
That would be a good stream because I've always been curious of it, but God, am I never gonna play a Rockstar game.
Okay.
Even a good one.
Okay, concept pitch. I need to figure out what I'm streaming for Saturday, my Saturday streams.
Saturday!
What if I do Bully Saturday and Tony and Piro and also Avi, you're all welcome to be on.
I will not be able to.
Oh,
Okay, we don't have to do it this Saturday. This could also be like
I could do it at another time.
yeah. Let's talk. Let's figure out a time to do it because I would love to do a bully
I
stream.
think that would be cool. Though. I like it.
That's great.
We will of course being a full gay run.
Yeah. Oh,
100% gay run.
A 100% gay run.
Why don't you drive on off back into the sunset there, Pesos?
There's got to be is there a speedrun category for bully where it's like time to first gay kiss?
Oh my god, that would
Because I know you have to unlock being able to like kiss like any of the characters that you can kiss, and so you do have to like basically like do some sort of thing where you can unlock kissing the gay boys.
that would be incredible.
Who's this like fucking ScarJo person they're all hanging out with? Whoa!
Yeah. Fuck off.
I don't like
Fuck
snakes, so
off.
tell me to fuck off.
What the fuck? the guys at Rockstar being like, guys, I got it. If we make somebody not white say it, we can get away with it.
Yep.
What'd you say?
Well,
heard me. I'm not
if I'm
frightened of
not
you.
mistaken,
You
didn't
spray
the
tan
white
we
guy
don't
say
do
the N-word
Girl
at the
sure
first
had
scene?
balls.
Oh, did he? I wasn't paying attention.
Well, the like black guy shows up, and the white guy immediately says like the N-word
like
to him.
seeing girls get hit.
What?
From that
Like,
moment,
Don't worry, guys. Max Payne, who just hold on. Don't worry, guys. Max Payne just openly murdering a man in a bar is fine because he did it for woke reasons, which was because the guy is a misogynist.
Oh.
Lost the wife.
I feel like the tone of this game continues to bother me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was a series of just like wow, oh wow, okay.
I can't imagine why.
I feel like I'm hanging out with someone who's only hung out with other rich people, and he's telling me stories.
Yeah.
That he thinks are gonna
Yeah.
make me think he's cool,
I
they don't.
I feel like I'm back to a particular. I'm playing this game. This game's dialogue is exactly what you said, Tony. It's like it's 2008, and we're hanging out with a guy at a party, and he's trying to sound cool, and he's increasingly making me afraid.
Yeah.
It's true. Ugh. No, I hate this dude. Is how I feel about this game so far. Like
this really is, yeah, it really is the guy at the party that you're like,
Yeah.
where like you just like turn to your friend and you're like, hey, didn't we have to go somewhere?
held a lot of memories.
Yeah,
Most
absolutely.
of
Oh
them
my
fuzzy,
God,
but
we
nonetheless,
gotta
this looked
go.
like goodbye.
Oh my god, did you just get that text as well? Hey, weren't we meeting somebody at the room?
Yeah.
I'm a master. I'm a master at that. My favorite was still the time I sent.
Oh no. We're actually going. We're actually about to go to bed. So we're we're just leaving. That's
Yeah.
all. As you walk out.
Wait,
try
so
to
who are
follow
these
it.
guys? Are these his other friends? Because I thought I just murdered all of his friends.
We had to be at the room. It's
Maybe
like
he had
really
henchmen.
good. Classics of avoiding the situation.
I always want to joke about how commonplace henchmen are in video games, but then I have henchmen, so who am I? Who am I to speak?
My favorite one I've done with regards to stuff like that was when I did. We were at a party, or we were at a furry con, and we were in a circle, and we were talking about some of the shit that Christine Love got for her game. And this guy walks up, and he's like, "Sounds like you guys are talking about SJWs." And we just go, "Who are you?" And then he like doesn't get the hint, and I forget what he says next. But then I like one of us like, I just go like, "Oh yeah, well you know most of us are trans."
The only way my first meeting with
And then he's like, "Oh, you know," he does the awkward like, "Oh no, it's fine, I'm cool," and it's like, "No, you're not."
Are you?
We know. You're
But-
not cool.
But then like he just like won't leave, and so I was like, "Hey, wasn't there like a party we were gonna go to?" And he's like, "Oh, wait, are you guys going to like a party? Like I've been trying to find out where all the room parties are." And I just go straight up. I'm like, "Yeah, we're actually finishing up our smokes, then we're heading right back there right now. It's at room, like 1302. So it's in like the east wing, and it's like the 3rd floor." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, like I'll see you guys there." I'm like, "Yeah, we'll see you there." And then he leaves. And after like a minute, I just like we watch him leave. I just turn and go, "I don't know what room that is." And I had just sent the guy to a random room. I just sent him to a room that was on the other side of the hotel, so that by the time he got there and realized that I had lied to him, we would have already been gone.
That's very good.
And later,
The place had seen some good
we saw
times.
people tweeting
Good times you met
who had a communist like invite only room party about the weird guy who just showed up to their hotel room and came in thinking it was a party and was like freaked out because then they started rolling blunts with the Bibles that were in the building. And I straight up asked, "Were you guys room 1302?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Sorry, that was my bad."
That's really
Because somebody sent me the tweet and it was like, "Is this the guy that you sent to a random room?" And I was like, "That sounds like him. Let me ask what room it was."
Listen,
Oh,
Jay,
Jesus
I
Christ.
have changed a lot since back then, and
Those were the orders.
imagine the arc having been that guy. What do you think that guy's doing now?
I wonder what that.
All right, I'm done listening to these
Where
guys.
he's at. What's his at? Hey. My glow up, it's true.
Sounds like you guys are talking about SJW. not
Sounds like, yeah, that's
The-
actually
the
how
worst.
I enter groups. That's how I greet a group of people I don't know.
I think the worst is when a guy could be chill, but awkward and weird, and just from a weird spot, but then just immediately fucks it up. Because at a camping furry con, I had
jokes.
some guy come up and was kind of weird and awkward, but it was like whatever. And then I was like pulled out a cigarette, and he's like, "Oh, a pretty femboy never lights his own cigarettes," and I was just like, whatever. I was like, "All right, you're flirting. I don't give a shit. That's fine. It's cool." But then he like figures out that we're all trans. And then he's like, he could just drop it there. Just be like, "Oh, sorry." And I'd be like, "Oh, it's fine. I didn't correct you because I don't care. Because it's true. I didn't care." But then he starts going, he's like, it's like, there's like the bad trans. And I was sort of like, this conversation's over. I was like, no. I was giving you a chance. I was letting you get away. I was letting you just be like, "All right, you're a guy into femboys. And that's fine. I don't care." But then you had to go and start talking about the phenology of good and bad transes. It's like, I don't care what your opinion is.
Back in amongst it.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm taking so much spiritual damage just hearing
Yeah,
this.
Oh, whoops, I shot the wrong guy.
The AoE.
He like gave me this whole story about like a subway, about like being at a subway and like a trans person getting mad about being misgendered. And I was just like, I don't think that happened. I think you made that up. I think
Oh my god. I'm like. These stories back to back are like a lot of damage.
Yeah, I'm definitely like, I'm hanging by a thread.
I
That's where I'm at.
I somehow am like constantly like too approachable to people I don't want to approach me, but extremely unapproachable to people I would not be like bothered by at all.
Oh
Lord.
my
I
god.
you know, I may be cis, but now I really want to be a bad trans. I feel like that's a good trajectory.
The bar was right around the corner from.
When can I shadow you,
Only
Jay?
took a few minutes to get back.
I feel like I've done some good work what's
Nice
the
place you
word?
got here, homie.
Rehabilitating.
Rehabilitating randos.
Yeah, no, same. I love to do it.
Yeah, and I feel like Jay, you're a similar person than I
scratching
with
around?
regards to like
Sitting in
relationship
bars
with
all day?
men. And I feel like that's a thing you can do, but there's definitely some
I
cases
can
that
get
you're
you
like,
work, Max. Work that only a
it was
guy
the
like you
case
can
that
do.
ended my career. Like,
Yeah.
I could not touch that.
It's the thing of like I can both like tolerate a lot and I can also like, you know, rehabilitate. It's like whatever, I'll meet someone at wherever they're at and like kind of open up their eyes to like there's a world beyond cringe compilations. But there's like a certain type where it's like if that's what you're opening with,
Yeah,
like that's what
oh,
you're opening with. Like that's what you're starting at with with talking to a stranger, like a person you don't know.
Yeah, you're like I cannot fix you. You say with like an impressed tone.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's. Have you heard? This was a phrasing that was common for us in student affairs. And it was not my monkey, not my circus.
Oh, I love to say that. Yeah, I love that phrase.
It was good when it was like, this person is having a lot of problems that it is not my job to fix them.
Yeah.
And sometimes you decide I'm gonna take this person on. I care about them. Somebody close to me cares about them. We're gonna work with you. I'm not gonna give up on you yet.
Yeah.
And then a rando just like shotgun blasts you to the face. With the classic good trans, bad trans. Let's give him the good trans, bad trans experience.
It's
just like
bad trans.
I think the reason why like a thing like that is especially no joke. Is like especially the like, oh no, I'm not doing this, is because it becomes a thing where it's like it's not just that like you have bad opinions or like a weird or like a bad perspective or whatever and that you need more of it. It's that like you were starting out with the assumption that this is something, again, a stranger wants to hear.
Right, yeah. Oh,
yeah, I mean, I think that's part of like the part that makes it so incredible, because I feel like there's a huge difference between saying something like that to a person,
yeah,
versus saying it to like a group of people in public
that you literally don't know. Yeah, like that is your move for like, here's how I'm gonna convince these people that I'm also chill.
Right, exactly.
Like I met you at the doorway of like, okay, you made a weird assumption about me, but it was kind of intended as a flirt, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt here.
Probably be me pulling the trigger.
But then like the way you then like greet me at like that door I left open for you was to tell me about your phenology of good and bad transes, which I have a better perspective on that than you. Trust me.
It's like
Who's this guy?
This is a rock.
Now this is a guy I could fix.
We found Jay's love interest.
Does he have a bomb strapped to him?
But it'll make you clean in the long run.
This is so much of. He's not wearing shoes. I will say that he's got bare feet.
Bare feet, but he's strapped up with a bomb.
So is this guy supposed to be crazy? Is that
Yeah, no, he's supposed. Oh, he is a suicide bomber.
Supposed to be crazy.
Wow, Rockstar like looked at some of the offensive writings of homeless people from Max Payne and said, "Let's do worse."
Oh, bet.
Helps me sleep at night.
Oh, bet.
Part of it made me wish I'd got to know him better.
Yikes. What do you think these writers are like? Not great.
I think they're lighting a cigarette for me at a furry con and saying a femboy never lights their own cigarette.
Oh, absolutely right. That is who wrote this. That is actually
right.
who wrote this. We've come full circle.
I think the thing that's like insane about that scene that they just wrote
For interesting reading.
is that like that's that type of guy that they just portrayed doesn't exist. Like there are like radicalized,
other than
delusional like types of guys. They don't wear a fucking suicide vest and then blow up the hallway of their apartment.
It's a very like character that exists.
Oh hell yes.
Oh shit. we
Game
finally
redeemed.
got- Oh my god. Okay. All right. Oh my god. Okay. This is.
We join our hero on a date at the arcade with Bicycle Helmet Girl.
Yeah, we're not on a date.
We
Why
join
does this
our
look like an
hero on
Augen Blick video?
That's more like it.
When in the blink of an eye, the trickster Sassy appears.
Don't.
If this turns offensive as an Augen Blick video, I'm gonna be actually disappointed.
I was about to say it's like.
I'm giving them a chance to
Yeah.
redeem themselves by
Yeah,
having
yeah.
a cartoon of baseball bat guy.
Sassy presents his latest evil trick, a devilish aging ray.
He does.
Don't get unnaturally old before your time. Don't worry, Bicycle Helmet Girl. I'll never get old. Oh, Drat, I got old.
Oh, see, that's what the game is about. The game. How did they turn a fucking Max Payne game into another generic middle-aged guy having a crisis about being a dad fucking video game? Fuck you.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what kind of guy doesn't have a middle getting old crisis? Max Payne.
Yeah, because he's in Max Payne all the time.
Yeah.
Good thing Hippo's Hamburgers is open 24 hours.
I like these guys. I don't know why they're like terrified.
Okay.
And that-
Do you like that?
Wait,
there was
that-
at least a knob?
That no, also that Captain Baseboy episode sucked. Like what
Yeah, that was not
the
good.
just like, oh no, I got old. Well, the episode's over.
That's how TV works.
Feel like that might have been a metaphor for something though. Y'all,
Yeah,
you all
maybe.
like
Hey,
metaphors,
wow.
right?
Wow.
Remedy did this thing where they would have.
You're
You ever
really,
heard of them?
you're really onto something, AB. I feel like, you know.
Remedy would do
There's
this.
nothing left for me here,
Oh yeah.
except maybe.
I think
Remedy
what
would do
this
this
is-
thing where the TV shows in their video game would kind of reflect some of the storylines that are going on, and perhaps reintroduce and reinforce certain themes. So what if we just did that, but like way more ham-fisted?
Yeah. What if we also stretch a giant hamster? And have
Ow.
you actually, Jay? Speaking of very strange baseball bat characters, have you actually played off at any point?
No, I've been meaning to.
Oh, I need to play that too.
I think you would like off. That'd be nice to do for.
If only because what is it? What's that steak song?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Pepper Steak.
Pepper Steak. If only because Pepper Steak slaps.
I feel like we talked about how Pepper Steak slaps on this very.
Yeah, I think we probably
this
did.
very
But
podcast.
it needs to be remarked.
I've had this like insane idea where like I want to get into like making DJ mixes or some dumb shit like that. But I have this like insane series of mix bits I want to do where there's like an indie rock song and it leads into a cut up of the voice guy saying like some people give them, it's from Los Campesinos, like some people give themselves to religion, some people give themselves to the Lord, some people give themselves to a lover, I had to give myself to, and then cutting it so he says Sands. And then it dropping into the da-da-da-da-da, and then that turning into like the little sands like da-da-da-da, but then that turns into Sandstorm by Darude.
Oh my god, Sandstorm.
And then that turns into a mashup that I have of Sandstorm and Enter Sandman.
Oh my god. This is really high level.
And then as it builds up to the chorus line where it's like enter light, da 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 da, and then it goes the line is we're off to Never Neverland, but then it just goes we're off, and then it just smash cuts to Pepper Steak from Off.
Oh my god.
And this is just like a bit that I've tested it, and I'm like, yeah, I can make that work. There's the beats and everything for all of that would match up. I just have to like get better at navigating like DJ software.
What I would say is that I would commission Megan and Jamie personally to create that.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Because
call.
you have the directorial vision.
Yeah, the vision for it.
I'll be the publisher.
The producer.
We're producing it.
There we go. That's how I get up on things now, I guess.
Sorry, I was having a mental breakdown over Bear referring to Pepper Steak as Electro Swing.
It is Electro. It is technically Electro Swing.
I know.
Despite everything.
I hate it. In spite of everything, it's still Electro Swing. Yeah, that just like did so much damage to my life.
I don't know if there's a way I'm supposed to get over that stuff that isn't just pressing the space bar. Oh, okay, I guess E. I guess I'm just supposed to know that E is how you climb as well.
It's a do stuff button.
Oh, what?
You could do that too. Why not?
Off is one of those games where I wish it had an easy difficulty just because.
Gunfire over
Well, it's not like hard.
Felt strange
but
to be at the center of
it's
the target.
It would be a better game if you didn't have to play the game.
One last
Yeah, a little bit. I think
not a ton, but just like to some degree. I mean, I haven't beaten it, so I only played some of it, but it was enough that I was kind of not exactly put off, but I was just like, I did that thing where I'm like, oh, I'm definitely gonna finish this later, but I've done that like 10 times with that game, which I don't really say I have an excuse to, but
it's one of those games where you don't really have. It's not super benefited by the active of playing the RPG battles. Their function is there, but I think they could be tuned maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're cool.
They didn't have to try and be more difficult than they are because they're not very.
I think the RPG fights are cool in what they are and what they do, but there could be way less of them, and it would have
I think
a better effect maybe even.
I think that's the issue.
Hey, Max Payne, is this cool?
Sometimes games are a little afraid to do less of them.
Well, you know, a lot of that is just like weird carryover from both arcades and then also from console games trying to be able to claim certain amount of play times.
Yeah.
Some help there, brother?
Just like using that as padding, and just like the concept that games are supposed to just do that, which you know, doesn't make any sense.
Hey, it looks like there might be a way down through the
Games don't need to be 100 hours long, unless it's Dragon Quest 11, which does need to be 100 hours long.
Yeah, there are certain games that are founded on the principle of being
fix up for a
100
weekend
hours long.
project. These were the
That's
wrecks
fine.
you crossed the road to avoid.
But not all of them have to be that long.
Yeah, where's video game abridged? I mean, I feel like I always feel like I play a video game, and I'm just like, God, I wish this had been like 8 hours instead of 16 hours.
Oh, whoops.
Like so many times.
Yeah.
There were
absolutely.
wrecks all around.
Like,
and not the kind you fix up for a weekend project. These were the wrecks you crossed the road to avoid.
I could go on alone, but it wouldn't be so much fun.
Bro, this is... Oh, that's trash. I was like, there's just a dead body on this couch.
I haven't actually. I've considered this for a while, but I might actually do it because I have a bunch of. I kind of like created a curated backlog, but there's a lot of RPG Maker horror games, some classic that I haven't played.
Same. Yeah.
I wanted to go through.
Yeah, I really need to do that as well.
Like I've never actually played Aoni. And
I will say I feel like Aoni is one you can skip or just watch a let's play of. It's pretty. I mean, it's fine. It's a very simple game, and if I remember, it's kind of repetitive and annoying at times. But it's also been a while since I've played it, so.
Does anybody have any suggestion for like short, like 8 hours or less, like kind of like not low production value, but just like non-huge, flashy,
An actually independent indie.
actual independent game that like is kind of impressive or cool for doing whatever it does.
Of any kind.
Yeah, honestly, this is honestly me just fishing for suggestions. I mean, that is also reaching out to the chat for that as well.
Well, I'm trying to think of a couple. Like, there are ones that I can kind of like recommend or not recommend.
I really liked shit. No, I'm forgetting the name.
The Nightmare House 2 Half-Life mod is fun.
I really liked.
Oh, Soma. Wait. Okay. People are recommending like Soma and the Penumbra games.
It's French.
Sticking here is gonna get us killed.
Blueberry Garden. What's that? That sounds interesting. I still gotta figure out what I'm gonna stream Saturday. I think people wanted me to do more Doom 3 mods, but I think I was looking at it and I actually don't have enough that would be a really fun stream.
Walk it off.
I'll figure something out. Some short little games.
I think a friend of a friend had made a video of just playing a bunch of random RPG Maker games, and it made me want to play Mad Father and Hello Charlotte.
Oh yeah. People recommended Mad Father to me. I was considering it because I've never played it.
Yeah, it. This person, their review, I had like seen it and it was on my list of like horror games to play, but their like explanation of like what it was about made me like way more interested in it. Cause it's like it's about like your father is this creepy evil guy and it's about like saving him.
Yeah.
He's the only like family that you have, and I was like, whoa, that's like actually way more interesting than just like, oh my god, I got a weird creepy kooky father who's coming to get me, which I would probably have been fine with as well, but that actually that I was like, that's actually a lot more interesting than I would have given it credit for. And then Hello Charlotte seemed really interesting. It's like more weird, like Yumi core than like straight up horror, but it seemed pretty interesting.
I was intrigued by Hylix, but I tried to play it. It was a little too slow for me to play, just because I don't know. I think there's a certain point where you get a little too RPG-y for me, even.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool. Like I like the craft of it.
Yeah, it's very pretty looking. I played a game called Strange Telephone recently with
Strange Telephone. I'm just writing this shit down.
It's
Thank you all for hunting for games for me.
Yeah, I would suggest like Playism's catalog on Steam. Like they're a publisher of a lot of very small
I know.
indie games. Yeah, you probably know.
You know what? Actually, I don't know if you would call it a horror, but I really like this game, The Missing.
Oh my god.
Shut up. I am not going to talk about that.
The Missing is a game that I actually probably would stream if it weren't for the fact that it is one of the most upsettingly triggering games possible.
Oh yeah.
Like there's literally nothing about that game that is not going to upset people.
What? Do you not already play games that are upsetting?
Yeah, but that one's upsetting to me personally. But like I enjoy it. Like it's upsetting in the way like Mulholland Drive is upsetting. I wouldn't do a stream where it's like let's watch Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, I can see why
Yeah,
you'd want to
Strange
leave this
Telephone
place,
like
Max.
falls
Two
into.
to four business day says, I love being unable to recommend the missing.
Yeah.
That's a very good way of feeling about that game. You're like, well, this is great, and I can't talk about it.
This is great, and if I recommend it to someone, I have to be like, okay, so.
Sit down and have a discussion.
What about the warnings for this?
Yeah. Trigger warning, all of them.
So here we were, miles up the Tietze River.
I think I actually said that to someone once. I said trigger warning, all of them, with regards to the game.
Well,
Max,
The works.
like I was saying, I think they're a group called the
trigger
Sabotage.
warning. Oh wow, it all looks
Tell me they
good.
were called the Sea
They are. I mean,
Trigger warning, all happen she's having. No,
he was kidnapped by the CS.
I just remembered the game that I really like, One Shot. It was like
I
that
was like
game
to say,
that
I
kinda-
have that downloaded. I want to play it probably after I beat Replica.
It's nothing like mind blowing, I guess, but it just did a couple things that I thought were interesting.
What kind of game is it?
So it's kind of like a JRPG, but there's no battles in it, which I love. I really love any game that I start playing and it's like, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like a JRPG, and then like 0 battles ever happen, and then I just like become happier and happier as the game continues to fail to have combat. Like it tricked me into playing a game with no combat, and I'm like, you're right and good for doing that video game.
This is cute looking.
One shot is cute looking, but it also does, like, it's definitely one of those things where it's like, oh, what does it do that's good? And like, if you've played it, you're like, I can't tell you. Like, it is definitely one of those like gimmick games, right? But it's neat, and I was actually genuinely impressed by it.
I'm a bad joke.
It's only like 8 hours, I would say. But yeah, I would say 8 hours for me is like absolutely perfect. Like a good experience game that happens in 8 hours is like so perfect for me.
Okay, that sounds cool. I'm gonna make a note of it.
It's neat, and it's nothing like revolutionary or super wild, but it's just neat. I really liked it because it just kind of impressed me. I wasn't expecting much out of it.
I think I found the game that I'm going to stream on Saturday.
The Missing.
Yes. No.
No. Grand Theft Auto 5. I guess that's what you're streaming right now. Did the game get quiet, or is it just?
I muted it because I had to alt tab so I could
Tired
put
of
the
it.
game that I'm playing. Oh fuck! I do love Resident Evil 4, but no, it's probably gonna be this. A friend of mine is posting screenshots of it, and I'm like, this game looks insane. I want to play it.
Oh, let me see. I'm surprised you didn't just play it in your stream. What the hell?
I love seeing the chat respond. No, I'm seeing a friend post screenshots from it, and I'm like, this game looks fucking bizarre. I was like, what game is this? And they told me, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm playing this on Saturday.
Oh, this looks so strange.
Wait.
Whoa, that's so weird.
What the?
And it fits in with my ongoing theme of bizarre tie-in games that I love.
In an all-new Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy. Oh my god, the cell shading.
The Grey's Anatomy.
Oh my god,
Anatomy cinematic
I've
universe.
seen an embarrassing amount of Grey's Anatomy.
Here I was, some.
What can you tell me about it? Because the only things I know about it is they did a mass shooting episode with Mandy Moore.
Yeah, they did.
Lives that have been lived out here in this swampy shithole.
There's a
and I wondered
DS
if I would
version.
end up the
Gotta
same way.
know what the
Or what would
graphics
happen
on
to
the
that
DS
girl I
version
was
of
supposed to
That's what my friend is posting, and that's what I'm gonna stream is the DS version of the Grey's Anatomy video game.
Yes.
Man, I keep feeling that this game is using phrases like "here I was," but without actually understanding why it's funny that the character would speak like that.
Yeah, no, it's not the funny thing where it's like it's like we were saying where it's like Remedy is like full chested. Oh, we love this shit. But they're also like aware that it's kind of campy, so they lean into it. They're like, no, that's part of the pleasure of it. Oh my god, this is the biggest padlock I've ever fucking seen. Jesus, it's the side of his fucking head.
1945.
But this game is like, it's exactly that, where it's like, it's insincere, where it's like, haha, this is cool. Kind of, right? I mean, if it's not, that's fine. It's a parody.
I knew this is where I
You're
had
right,
to be.
exactly. Yeah,
I
they're
felt
just a little
responsible.
insecure about
I
it.
just had to fix the situation right here.
I don't know if I get. I've watched like at easily 6 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, I think,
Whoa.
and I probably couldn't tell you a single thing that happens in it. Well, I was in.
That's how you know it's good writing.
I was surprised to find out that I think it's still running, right? That there's like 20 seasons of Grey's Anatomy.
There's a lot of Grey's Anatomy. I would be surprised if it was. I mean, it's definitely like off the air, but like that's why I like when I saw Killing Eve, I was like, oh fuck yeah, Sandra Oh is in it because I knew her from Grey's Anatomy. She was the
That's
best
so
character in
funny.
Grey's Anatomy, at least for the seasons. I mean, I'm sure she was long gone.
Cheap hoods are the same from here to Timbuktu.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not paying attention to what's happening with Max Payne.
Serrano, they called him.
It's easy not
It seemed
to.
that our suspicions were correct.
Whenever he starts talking, I just kind of like,
Well,
I'm
there's
Grey
something
Anatomy.
Quietly, if possible.
There's
Last thing I
something
wanted
about
was
his
part
lack
of
of
these
interest in what's going on that's kind of infectious. Like I'm as uninterested as he is in what's going on. Got him.
You know, in a different game, the fact that the characters speak Portuguese would be something that it's like to emphasize that this isn't your world and that you're just kind of intruding in on these like people, and it's like,
So
yeah,
this is an isekai.
yeah, kind of like you know, it's sort of like if they were smarter and in a better game, it would be kind of quoting from the idea in Borderlands, the feminist novel. Not feminist novel, the feminist piece about this idea of like part of this book is going to be written in my native tongue because part of this book is going to be like, sorry, you're gonna have to meet me here if you want to like understand my work, and if you don't, that's part of the experience. Is like now you're the one who feels alienated. But this game instead, it feels like it's like they're speaking English, so you don't have to care about what they say. Or they're not speaking English, so you don't have to care about what they say.
Right, exactly. What they say doesn't matter because they're speaking gibberish language.
I went along. I guessed the center of the maze was
Or
in
like
this direction.
it's probably written in a way where it's like, guys, did you know that if you could speak Portuguese, what they're saying in this scene is so cool, like that. Like it's literally treating Portuguese like an Easter egg. Where was that truck gonna drive to? Straight into the lake.
One of my bears is Brazilian, but he just went to bed like a while ago, so otherwise I would have him translate because it's probably bad. It's probably real bad.
They were quite the kind and gentle type. I had to find that room quickly.
Gearbox Software's Left for Terra.
I'll have them look at the video of it and see what they're saying.
Now that's a funny joke.
These people are, from what I understand, these people are just very, very basically arguing.
Oops, sorry.
Awkward. They're really mad about that glass.
You saw a bug. That guy looked more like Max Payne than Max Payne.
About what would be happening on that video feed now. Just my own imminent cameo. They probably made their ransom notes from the same glossy magazines they used to select their victims. This was a second request for payment. The best of intentions at the stadium weren't enough to cover it.
What?
Yeah, I would also say from my just like kind of very weak grasp of Portuguese.
Yeah.
all of the Portuguese that I've seen, I don't think any of it has seemed like flowery or complex in any
I
way.
had to keep moving.
Yeah,
Hope
which
that
makes
I'd
sense.
find Fabiana.
Like I said, like in
all
a
of it,
in a smarter game, it would be
over
like
there.
in a smarter game, it would literally be like you are not getting the full story because you are not Portuguese, or unless you speak Portuguese.
Right, and I mean, I think you can tell. Like, I think even you, who probably knows nothing of Portuguese, you can probably even tell that they're like literally not saying things.
Yeah, no, it's literally just as generic henchman dialogue as possible, so that American gamers don't feel like they're being left out from the game.
Yeah.
Because heaven forbid you, for a stylistic purpose, make people feel left out from the game unless they say have access to non-Western culture.
But I mean, I think there's also like, I think that also would work against the like probably subconscious, I hope, goal of like, you know, making them exotic to make it more comfortable to mow them down.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is like it's the fact that you can tell that that's what that is, and I'm like saying like in a more thoughtful game that would be something that could be used to a better effect.
It might happen in this game once.
Yeah.
Just to give you like one moment to maybe play
To
that,
put
but, like,
one moment to put in your GameSpot review.
10 out of 10.
I shouldn't say GameSpot. I have someone who works there.
Oops.
I don't know why I said that like somebody I know, somebody I love is in. It works for GameSpot. Like it's like one of those things where it's like an awareness like an awareness campaign where it's like somebody you love may work for GameSpot. Think before you speak.
I do like that, though.
Man, even the shoot dodge isn't as satisfying as it is in the original games.
That was
Look at the he walks in holding a gun like it's a sandwich. What the fuck? Look at him. Look at the way he's holding his other gun. Ooh, let's watch some TV. Payne!
Same.
Dor de cabeça, dor de estômago, dor na virilha, dor nas juntas, dor de ressaca. É por isso que existe Imperfecto.
This is very Rockstar.
Yeah.
This is INC.
We have reports of more violence.
Oh, that's weird. This is in English.
Citizens are still in this attack 2 months ago. Colombian paramilitary group United Souls of the People, or AUP, have been waging a campaign of violence and terror in the area around Bastidas, despite government attempts to stabilize the region.
Oh my god, I did like that one of the headlines was tainted milk recalled from Shell's officials call for investigation, suggesting that you really did get sick because you ate poisoned milk.
Have completely failed. Some local activists blame much of the city's problems on the activities of right-wing groups Cracha Preto and Nova Garda, who they accuse of vigilante-style attacks in the areas of the city where police...
You know, here's the problem with games like this. All of the subtitle, or like all of the like sub-headlines at the bottom are like major news stories. They wouldn't just put them down there. It needs to be like weird background like stories that are like minor, that like aren't really a big deal for you to know about.
Yeah, cat or something. Wait, why is this in English again?
Well, you know, so that we can understand it.
I thought maybe there would be some reason, but okay.
Here we go again.
I do wish my Brazilian bear was on the stream right now, because he's on your streams a lot. It was sleepy time. He's a sleepy bear. You could imagine. It's like 4 hours ahead in Brazil.
Wait, 4 hours?
Yeah.
I feel like it would be more.
I am too old to understand time zones.
Well, no, I was gonna say it's like I feel like it would be more, wouldn't it? Because 4 hours is just like the West Coast.
I mean, 3 hours is, but yes.
Most people don't
I'm
care
not
about
gonna
southern
talk
United
about
States.
another-
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about another continent with an American.
That's
I
fair.
draw the line there.
in front of me.
I am not going to
Drunk
do that.
fool and me wanted to make a play.
I had
But
this
I had just
exchange
about
with
enough
my
sense to know that
my
I'd end up
roommate
with
where I
a
said
girl
I
in
was
my
like blah blah
life.
blah, and I was like, yes, that country is next to the other country that you're talking about, and then she like didn't realize it, and then I was like, I'm moving on from this stuff. It was like anytime geography like country geography with Americans comes up, I always have to be like, oh right, I need to just need to
Oh,
walk
hey.
away.
Didn't see you there.
Right? Yeah. Akasaka Spicy, I thought you were calling South America the Southern United States for a moment.
No, they're talking because one of the headlines was just about violent tornadoes destroying the South.
Okay. Look at that.
It was very convenient to them to leave an explosive barrel on the fucking stairs that they go up and down.
I was in a cocaine
That's leaving
factory,
an
but I'd
explosive
stick to
barrel
the
there. It's
depressants.
gotta be an OSHA violation.
Wait, I want to make.
It seemed Serrano's boys had targeted the entire
Oh,
Bronco.
Jesus!
family and didn't give a
Hold
shit
the
which
camera
one they
still.
pinned.
Stop.
No.
You're recording like a fucking kid opening a fucking Funko Pop box.
Door
Jesus.
to the next circle of this low-rent hell.
Oh.
Listen, I can tolerate racism, but I draw the line at bad cinematography. I also miss the Fire Factory coffee stomach. Oh,
I thought you were about to say I also missed the Fire Festival, which I do.
I do actually. Yeah, I'm really sad I didn't get to go. I was hoping I could go this year, but then coronavirus.
Yeah, COVID, right?
Yeah. But I mean, now that everyone's got their vaccine, maybe they'll be able to do it this year. Oh, I died from blowing up. I got blown up disease.
Femboy shouldn't
Oh,
have
jeez,
to
what the fuck was
light
that?
their own barrel.
Right. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick.
Sorry.
I might actually say that this is about as long as I can stay for.
Yeah.
Wow, I really that hit so hard. Everyone left.
Yeah. Yeah. No. If you need
Yeah,
to,
leaving Tony completely alone, but it has been a while.
if you need to bounce, that's fine. I'll probably wrap it up around 10:30ish. So like you
Cool.
won't be missing too much before next week.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, it was a great chat. It's always lovely. A pleasure to hang out with everyone. But we've got a fairly early bedtime, so.
Yeah. All right. Good night, AV, and I will be right back.
Hey chat, how's it going? How y'all doing? How's the chat? How's the chat? How are y'all? You're eating hummus. I want some hummus. I've been trying to eat like a little healthier, so like I have been told by many people that like carrots with hummus is like a really good like healthy eating thing. Hi Koji Roll. Hi Coffee Stomach. Hanging in there. Well, I hope you hang in there further and that there is not too bad of a place to hang. You're eating chicken wings. Ooh, are they good? I made some chicken wings, I think. I'm trying to remember how I made them though. I think I used like potato starch or something. They were pretty good. I have a really good secret recipe for fried chicken that is quite good. The secret is really just Chinese spiced rice. There it is. Now you guys have my secret. Just finished some carbonara because everyone was talking about it. Really made me want pasta. Good. I'm glad. This could be a like a pro carbonara stream. That's okay. Let me just post some carbonara. Gonna drop some carbonara in the chat. Everyone drop some carbonara. God, I really do make a lot of it. Whenever I look at my Instagram, I'm always like, oh man, Bear really likes it. I have to like try to make it different so at least like looks different whenever I make it. Yeah. Carbonara pasta pilled. Good. Good. I agree. Based and pasta pilled. Thank you, Coffee Stomach. Yeah, it's good. It's a nice plate to dish. I feel like it's fun to make it look nice. I mean, I got into plating food like kind of in a big way. Like I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago. And I've been trying more and more. And like I have enjoyed kind of figuring out how to make carbonara look different enough that I feel okay posting it on my Instagram, even though I make it so many times. So like that in and of itself is like a fun hobby. I don't know, it's fun. Thank you. Everyone is allowed to eat my food. I will cook for all of you. I'm quite happy to cook for everybody. I have cooked for very large crowds too, so it's actually there's no consequence to me saying that. I feel like just flavored. I think that's fine. I feel like does chicken caraga count as breaded? I guess so, because you do use like cornstarch. It's like a coating of sorts. Nice to have you for 2 to 4 business days. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. And good night. Good sleepies. If you're sleeping. If you're a person who doesn't sleep and has never slept, then, you know, enjoy your waking life. Karaage the Cowardly Dog. True. It's good. It's a good chicken dish. Is anyone playing any games recently? Or doing anything fun that you're excited about? Tell me about stuff. Farm Together? What's Farm Together? Is that a game? Huh. Farm Together. Is this a game that you play multiplayer? I haven't seen it. It looks kind of cool, I guess. Oh, is this like Stardew Valley, but like 3D? That is kind of what it looks like. It looks like a 3D Stardew Valley, but maybe it's multiplayer this one. Interesting. I could potentially play this. I don't know. Oh, it looks like it has some Sims-ish type stuff in it. At least skills and stuff. Intriguing. No, I hadn't seen this before. I could try it. I like games where you do stuff, especially if it's playable online. I'll play pretty much anything if I can play it with the boys, with the bears. I got a cheap busted up panini press at a thrift shop for $10 and it works great. That's awesome, Tussle Toes. That kicks ass. That's really good. I'm trying to think of some of the cool stuff you can make with panini presses. But there's some neat stuff. You can Google it. I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff you can do with panini presses.
Hello.
That are like really good. Hello. I devolved into talking about food again.
That's fine.
I'm so sorry.
Speaking of, I bought. I have a snack that I got at the Asian market called Snacku. Rice crackers, vegetable flavored. It's from Regent. But the bag just says Snacku in big font, which I actually didn't notice when I bought it. I just bought it because I saw that it was a vegetable rice cracker, and I was like, that sounds tasty. I like vegetable chips. Potato flavored crackers. Well, they're green. So that's
green potatoes.
That's a great sign.
Good for you.
Oh, actually really good.
I'm eating egg drop soup. Very good. My roommates and I have all consumed a deadly amount of Chinese food. That's great.
Oh yeah, because you got like $100 worth. You said, right? What did you get?
Yeah. What did I get? Hold on. You know what? Let me figure out what I got because I gotta look it up. I believe in community, so I ordered it over the phone.
Oh.
I did not use DoorDash. Also, DoorDash would have charged me like $60 extra.
That's good because especially like DoorDash will do that thing sometimes too, where it'll make you think you're ordering directly from them, and then it's like, just kidding, it's actually still DoorDash.
Oh yeah, well that's exactly how all this things work. It's horrible. Let's see. I think I got General Tso's because my roommates asked for it, and I got egg rolls and egg flowers or egg drop soup because my roommates asked for it. And then what else did I?
Ow, what the fuck? What the fuck? Where? From where? Oh. Wow, this one.
There we go. That's what I got. It was hot and sour soup, egg rolls, chicken with broccoli, sweet and sour pork, barbecue pork fried rice, beef with mixed vegetables, prawns with spicy garlic sauce, salt and pepper fish, egg drop soup.
My enemies away,
and
they were very much alive.
And General Tso's chicken. That's what I got. Quite good.
God, that sounds really good. Man,
Yeah,
I need to order some Chinese food soon.
Yeah, it's fun. Just make sure you do it over the phone.
Yeah, no, I do.
Better.
Seemed Mr. Serrano
It's
like to
better.
be prepared.
Turns out when you don't involve tech companies and things, it's better. It's just always better. Sorry, I'm like a lifelong like anti-tech everything person because I lived in Oakland. You know.
I am
get
not.
It. Get it? Just don't.
I feel like a proximity to something like that makes you end up hating it more.
Yeah, boy howdy. Boy howdy. Yeah, I'm in undisclosed place that isn't that far from Oakland, except it is not yet gentrified by tech people.
Which is why it is currently undisclosed.
Well, yeah, so I am very much enjoying where I live, and I speak to humans and shop locally and enjoy it.
And think globally.
And if you tell me in my presence that you're shopping at Whole Foods or something like that, I will push you out of my doorway.
I could get through on the catwalk if I went back into the other room.
Oh, okay.
Listen. After Oakland, I am not putting up with that shit. Not even up at all.
The Whole Foods?
Just all that shit.
I think the most annoying
that
thing
tech people
was I
shit.
remember one of the last times I went to Whole Foods ever. Because it was just a place that was nearby, and I needed to get food.
Oh my god! Belle just absolutely owned me in the chat.
What?
Tony,
you're gentrifying the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm gentrifying the neighborhood. Listen. Wait, hold on.
But yeah, one of those times I went there, it was like right after they'd implemented that thing where it's like, oh, if you have Amazon Prime, your thing's cheaper. So it's like these strawberries that are normally $7 are $3. And I was like, okay, so what that's telling me is that they could have always been $3.
Right. Definitely.
Like that's not like, oh, we are making so much money off of you having Prime that we can do it. That is, the strawberries were always worth $3, but we convinced you that you should pay more for them because they're branded with our name.
Right. Just shop at the local stores, please.
I do feel bad for people I know where Whole Foods ends up being like basically their local store. Which doesn't happen too often, but it happens occasionally. Where they'll just like drive out competition for other stores. And so it's like, you know, if you're trying to get a few basic things, it's like, well, I could go to the Whole Foods down the block, or I could go to a more affordable store but like have to take a bus for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes.
I mean, obviously I get it. If you'll die if you don't shop at Whole Foods, you shop at Whole Foods. I'm not.
Oh, no, yeah. I'm not saying that in a like, oh, but we have to be considerate for people. Like, no, fuck that. Like, I hate that shit. I'm saying the opposite, where it's like, I feel bad for people where like Whole Foods ends up being the place they go to because of convenience. Because it's like they end up getting overcharged.
Also, oftentimes because of gentrification. Like when I lived in Oakland, it was like, you know, I had a lot of local markets and stuff like that I like to shop at, etc. Right? Like the Vietnamese market has this, right? The Chinese market has this. Like various markets have different things, etc. You know, you learn to talk to the people. You get to know them. You know when they stock certain things and where to find certain things, etc. And it's great. It's fun. Everyone can do that, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And then the gentrification comes in, and the problem is then Whole Foods eventually becomes the only thing you can shop at because they have spent a lot of money to make sure all those other places close down.
Yeah. And now they're the only place that has fresh produce, because your other option is now Dollar Mart.
Yeah.
Which does not have produce.
Right.
I had to keep on going.
It's so crazy how like Whole Foods basically creates food deserts.
Mm-hmm.
Like by just like making it so they're the only game in town or like in an area. So if you can't afford Whole Foods, you basically can't afford groceries.
I had to find a way to close the sluice gate so I could get across.
Fuck Whole Foods. Fuck Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. Fuck Twitch.
Fuck Twitch. Hey, Jeff Bezos, give me more money and stop spending... Well, I guess he doesn't run the company anymore. It's what's his name? Bill Dorsey or whatever?
Yeah, fuck Jack Dorsey.
Yeah, Jack Dorsey. Hey, Jack Dorsey, jack me off, why don't you? Thank you for unbanning my Twitter account when you banned me from sending my roommate death threats.
I got banned for saying the M slur.
What M slur?
Memphis.
Oh.
There they were.
Which I totally believe was probably them trying to silence the pipeline discussions.
I was gonna say, did they ever
A few years before that
address it? Because if they didn't,
I've chosen to just believe that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing was, the only article I ever saw was like a bug, quote unquote, which I'm like, hey, that's not how bugs work.
Yeah. A bug in that case just means we got caught.
Yeah, like if someone calls something a bug and it like does a very specific function, it's like, yeah, that might not be a bug.
What the fuck? One second, guys, I'm reloading.
Time out. Wait, can you reload during bullet time?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Get out. Thank you.
The Bishop to Pope pipeline. Shut up, man. Skull Gun. Can I order a wife on Amazon with 2 days shipping? Do they have Nendoroids or whatever on there?
Probably. I mean, somebody's probably reselling them. Oh man, this snacky chips are really good, actually.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm gonna take another.
Part of me wants more Chinese food, but I absolutely would just die if I ate another one, another piece.
Fucking. Just buying random chips or like snacks at an Asian market, literally always a good investment because you're never gonna spend that much. So even if it's not that good, you're like, oh, whatever, I didn't spend that much. But if it is good, it's like, oh, I now have a new favorite snack treat.
No, I feel like in my experience, and you know, probably, you know, this is a matter of taste, obviously, and probably upbringing to some degree, just because I was exposed to all sorts of Asian food when I was a little baby. But like the worst thing you'll get out of like Asian snacks is good but a little weird. Like,
yeah,
that's it. Whereas I feel like if I were to, and I'm pretty harsh on American junk food, so bear with me a moment. But if I were to just like pick something out of the potato chip aisle at the grocery store, which I'm always shocked exists.
Yeah.
I feel like 90% of that is gonna just be nasty to me. Flavors such as salt.
Salt and more salt.
Oh, there you go.
I do love a good salt, though.
Fresh Tendrils, the Fresh Tendrils 99 says American junk food is too strong. Yeah, I agree. I feel it's absolutely like that. American junk food is like, I taste one tiny taste of it, and it's just like absolutely fills my mouth with like salt and chemical taste, and I'm just like, yeah, well, okay. I guess I have a whole bag of this to go through.
Speaking of, I am convinced that those videos where it's like, oh, we got, we got these like uncontacted tribesmen or whatever from Pakistan to try American snacks. I'm convinced that those have to be propaganda. Because it'll be people like trying it, like, oh, they're trying like, it'll be people who like ostensibly have never had any sort of fast food or American chip or anything like that, trying like Domino's cheesy bread and describing the flavor profiles of it and stuff. And I'm just like, if the main things you've eaten have only ever been like actual home cooking,
yeah,
and you've you're never experienced and you've never experienced like fast food, and this is your like first time experiencing it, your reaction to eating like American fast food is going to be like, what is this chemical? Like, what chemicals did they put in their food?
Like I live in America, and that is my reaction to American fast food, junk food. Like I because I just eat all homemade stuff. Like I'll eat a chip, and I'm like, who's poisoning me? So yeah, it's very funny that those videos are the way that they are. And like I've seen genuine examples of that in videos where like people from other countries and stuff like that like were shown like a bunch of, you know, snacks by their partners or by their friends or something like that from America. And like the experience was like, oh geez, that's really salty, like that's really strong, okay.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think I definitely don't think all of them are. There's definitely some which are very like, okay, this is probably legit. But every now and then I'll see one where it's like, I'll just see them eat it, and it's like, either you're lying to me about the context of these people, or you're lying to me about their reaction.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. And like that, definitely, I'd say any of them where the person's like, "Oh, it's pretty good." That's not genuine. That's definitely like, but because I mean, like, think about it this way, right? Like, okay, 100% of everything on YouTube is fake if it says it's real.
Yeah.
And please, no one think that anything on YouTube is real, like that they tell you is real. Like, please, I beg of you, please understand that it's all fake, please. That is entertainment. It's a cartoon. It's not real. But and then the other thing is like, people aren't gonna want to watch someone from another country diss Frito-Lays or whatever, because like Americans take such a creepy amount of pride in that stuff.
Yeah.
That like they would just be trying to bomb whatever YouTube channel posts that video, right? Like, so they can't have like it's literally not an option for them to have people from another country or something like that like dissing American junk food, because the consequences would be dire.
There was a really good one I saw that as that where it was God, I wish I could remember what the seasoning was. It was like a seasoning that was used by like that's used in a lot of like Mediterranean cooking or something, I want to say, but it was the Trader Joe's version of it, and it was a bunch of like grandmas like probably like first generation immigrants and stuff like trying it. But it was just so funny hearing them pick it apart, where like one of them, the first thing she does is she puts it in her hand and she's picking through and she's like, "Where's the fennel? This is just grass." And like one of them tries it and she's like, "Oh, it's okay." And then the person there's like, "Oh, do you like it?" And she's just like, she like grimaces. It's like, no. Just like the most like mom trying to be polite thing of like, "Oh, it's okay." And he's like, "Oh, you like it?" And she just like can't help it. She's just like, no.
That's funny.
That way. Okay, don't worry. Hang on.
I always thought the thing that Trader Joe's does, where like Trader Joe's makes like a white version of like ethnic food, and it's like they named the trader like some, you know, whatever is matching that. Like the Italian one is like Trader Giotto or something.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought that it was a little weird.
No. The knockoff Corona is called like God, what is it? Trader Joe's. No, it's really weird. Like, just give it a corny American name at that point. Don't give it a weird,
like that's
weird racialized version.
Yeah, exactly. The like weird, like, oh, pretending to be this race while making a bad American version of their food, and you're like, all right. It's just embarrassing.
I will say, JJ Signal, I love fast food. Like, I'm not going to be, like, anti-fast food entirely, because, unfortunately, I do eat from the garbage of ideology. But I am also aware that if you gave that shit to somebody who has not eaten it within, like, a context in which it is a regular, or even a context in which it is a, like, occasional treat, I am aware that that person's response to it would not be, "Oh, it's pretty good." It would be, "What the fuck did you feed me?"
Yeah, I mean, American junk food is just kind of like the reason is because it's made with the same sensibility as like 4chan entertainment, where everyone's like, where they're watching videos of people being murdered or something because they've become so desensitized by the internet that they have to watch the most extreme thing to feel anything at all. That's essentially what American hacks are like.
I love American fast food as basically being live leak.
I don't know what that is, and that's good.
Keep after them.
You know what's cool? A mini game where I have to shoot targets out of the sky.
I mean, this is why this is in Brazil.
For scenes like this.
Yeah. Man, the difference, the dissonance between Max Payne 1 and this.
Yeah.
is like, I can't get over it. It's so wild. This is kind of reminding me of that one Resident Evil that takes place in Africa. Which one is that one?
Oh, that's 5.
Oh, 5. Which
oh,
is
fuck.
not saying that's a terrible game or anything, but
it's weird.
Scenes of it.
Yeah,
it's weird. Did some stuff.
That was the one where I remember when I started it, I was like, okay, it takes place in Africa, whatever. 4 took place in generic, not Spain.
Oh yeah, that's right. Spain, I forgot.
So it was like, I was like, okay, whatever. But then you get to the very infamous village in that one, and that is when I was like, ah, I see now why this caused a furor.
You became an SJW. You became the SJW that gentleman was opining on.
Do you know what the village level is?
Do I even want to? No, tell me about it. Tell me about it. I want to hear what this lovely gaming experience.
So I'll just give you the setup. Basically, what's happening is that they discovered that the virus, the T virus that makes you zombies, also causes people to say regress. Back to primitive traditions. And so you go to an African village. Yeah, and so that I got to that and I was like, Maybe this one needed the Looney Tunes, like it was a different time fucking vault fucking shit before
yeah,
it.
In the vault. Of course. Okay, yeah. I was wondering if that was it, and yes, that's what it is. It's definitely...
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I still remember the time I played, what was it? Was it Little King Story? I think maybe it was, as a child, with, like, no grasp of civil justice, or, like, racial politics, or anything, right? I played it as a child who knew nothing. What? That guy just, like... kamikaze you? What was that?
Yeah, wait, was that?
That was so weird. Okay.
Oh, I'm fine, I guess. Okay.
I don't know. Okay. Anyways, I played that, and then like one of the first things you do is you find these like dark-skinned, humanoid-shaped, quote-unquote monsters that were very much like grass skirts, shields, and spears. You know?
Oh no!
Right? And I was new to this video game, and it was very cute looking, and it was like, oh, go fight those monsters, right? And I was like, oh, these things look like people.
Yeah.
Right? In my head, right?
Yeah.
They're like, they walk on 2 legs, and they're dark skinned and whatever, right? And I was like, let's see what happens, right? And the game makes me kill them, and then it makes me kill them until there are no more of them.
Oh no!
And then now that area is my area. And you know what? Maybe it was trying to make some sort of commentary or something. But I just remember stopping there because as a child I was like, I feel bad.
Yeah.
And again, like the reson why this is noteworthy is because I was a baby with no concept.
Yeah, no, it's you just had that childlike intuition of like, this seems inappropriate. This seems like bad. Something about this feels evil. JJ Signal, I also hate the fucking distortion effects in this game. It feels like they took the wrong lesson from Remedy's use of like weird visual effects.
Yeah, well, it's because Remedy used it in like really hokey way, and it looks like they were like, or like you use it in a hokey way and in a way to like intentionally just disorient you in certain portions of it, or to make things silly or whatever. And instead they were like, but what if it was cool? Like,
what if it was all the time? Yeah, what if it was just
like
epic?
A music video? Do you even know what's going on?
Well, the place is crawling.
There we go.
I like Max Payne admitting that he's like, yeah, I'm just massacring poor kids.
Why are they trying to get Fabiana again?
They kidnapped this woman.
Save the wife, save the world, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're not coming this close to let her go.
I'm afraid this shit's gonna come down to more than willpower.
Look at that. I'm fucking Pfizer. I'm giving out arm shots.
GG signal says, but seriously, why not just rip off Sin City instead of, I guess, Splinter Cell, Uncharted? Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's true.
Splinter
This
Cell would
game
make
feels-
sense.
I would actually say that that's one of the things maybe that's been most offensive, and I'm super sorry for the streamers that I continue to poo-poo on this because I'm sure it's very annoying.
Yeah.
And I know it's not nice to say mean things about video.
No,
but-
it's fine. I'm not defending this game. I love Max Payne. I do not like this. I am whatever about this game.
But I mean, whining about video games is kind of. But that being said, I think that is maybe that's one of the things that's like most upsetting about this. Is it just feels so derivative.
I mean, check that out. I didn't even notice that scene had started. And then I was still able to just do it while eating a bag of chips. It's Rockstar. This is all they know. God, that's true.
Rockstar exclusionary gaming.
Fabiana had slipped through my fingers for a second time.
Oh, I hate when he slips through my fingers for a second time.
Wake.
We almost had her. Damn.
We almost had the wife.
A chance. No one told us they had an entire goddamn army.
I don't think anybody knew.
Crazy shit. Yeah. It's all crazy, pal. Non-stop
It's all crazy,
insanity.
pal.
Thought I left all this shit behind. Easy gig, you said. What a fool I was to get involved in this madness.
This does not feel like the same character as the first game either.
It really doesn't. No.
Like, not even slightly.
Like, it'll approach it sometimes with, like, the same sort of goofy writing, but it doesn't feel, like, intentional when it
Like,
hits
when he was
this.
saying, like, here I was. Like that kind of stuff, maybe? But,
Yeah.
like, most of this really does feel like Uncharted. I mean, maybe that was just the point of this. Maybe they were just like, oh, let's just make an Uncharted game, but we made it.
Wow, he's drinking a lot.
Wow, Max Payne is so gritty.
Oh, I hate when I'm drinking and then I start crying.
I mean, same.
Yeah. Mitch Payne will never forget this. Won't forget this ever happened. Why does he have 2 Kong box DVD sets?
Don't you?
Oh wait, it's the whiskey or whatever he's drinking.
No, it's a DVD box set. At least I hope so.
Come on, get up, you big bastard. Come on.
Max Splain, more like coffee stomach.
You don't look up.
Just give me a second, will you? Really not feeling too good.
Hey Max, what is it with you and interior design? Huh? You really know how to make a
Maxwell
place
Jizz
great,
Plain.
lived in feel.
Jizz Payne.
This is beautiful.
Fuck off with the fucking wisecracks. Really, I'm not in the mood.
Okay, sorry, bro. The boss wants to see us, so let's go. Come on. Take your time, man. Fucking unbelievable. Jesus.
I heard that.
What is
What?
this?
Heard what? What the fuck did you? Oh, come on.
Oh, give me a second. I'm not feeling so good.
So we're on chapter 6, and there's about 14 chapters. So this will probably take like 2-3 streams. Probably try to maybe beat this in a second stream. Or if not, maybe just plan to have the the third stream end quickly.
I know. I just wish I knew what was happening and why.
Yes.
who has it in for our family.
Oh,
Just
hi.
because we are rich and happy.
Family.
Is that a good reason to hate us? I do a lot of good in this town. A lot.
Do you?
This is hell for me. As I told you yesterday, when I get Fabiana back, I think I will move us to Miami or Geneva. It feels like nothing good can come from living in Sao Paulo right now.
Oh, that's actually where my bear lives.
Oh.
Listen, we'll catch the man.
Maybe we'll see him.
Listen to Mr. Becker.
He has a cameo role in this.
Yeah. If you see him,
He just appears in the room and he's like, I think Max Payne, I think you can do it. I believe in you, Max Payne.
He's not nobody.
This is
So.
the Emperor. She's not dead. Maybe we'll be lucky and get her back safe soon.
I can almost guarantee it, if you do as I ask.
Wait, was she one of those two sisters that was on the helicopter?
Yes, I think one got kidnapped. We saved one, but one got kidnapped, and that's who we were trying to save.
Oh no, the slut.
For all of us.
Was it the slut? I thought the slut was the one we saved.
Marcelo,
I mean, that.
in my helicopter. This way.
Sure.
Just saying how the game was
Mr.
kind
Becker.
of.
Oh, yeah,
Let
yeah,
us
yeah.
give you a ride.
Bom. Até logo, Sr. Branco. And may I say,
And may
you
I
would be
say,
best served se contratar profissionais e não esses amadores pés de chinelo.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Até logo, Sr. Branco.
You saved the Madonna. The whore is still out there.
he's gonna immediately explain that.
Max.
Didn't we all?
I was born
Didn't
into
we
great
all?
fortune. Sometimes it feels like I have done nothing apart from being a rich man in a poor country.
I mean, that's something. That's like
Like
what.
you, I only see money.
Sometimes it feels like I haven't done anything except accomplish any goal I
I'm
want.
not naive. She does not love me for my body.
Bloody.
Well, despite your good fortune, you're still a decent man.
Am I? I don't know. I try to be. But maybe I'm just another rich
What is
fool,
this?
just like the rest of my
Rich
friends.
fool.
Rich fool. I'm up. Rich fool.
Tem uma ligação pro senhor, policial chamado Senhor da Silva.
Ah, get this Silva out of here. I hate that word.
Sim.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely using it language simple enough to make it obvious what's going on
Think
here.
a pile of shit feels popular because it's surrounded by flies?
Yeah, these effects are so like, I don't know.
It's so annoying. It's like such a like.
It's such a the bit doesn't hit.
It's such a weird art direction choice.
Yeah.
'Cause it doesn't even feel like
it's not weird in an interesting way.
Yeah.
I can see that. We got men entering the building, and the office won't lock down.
And then these stupid visual effects.
It's like anytime a word is emphasized or mentioned weird in a text, they do a weird visual effect. It literally feels like it's just an attempt to be like, hey, please keep paying attention.
Hey, wake up. Yeah, the QR testers kept falling asleep in the middle of cutscenes.
Don Max.
Sir, let us handle this. You stay in your office, lock yourself in. Do not answer
Oh,
the
it does
door
kind of have that
until
like
it's me.
fringe era soft sci-fi show effect. Come on, nerdlinger, let's take care of this.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about. Yeah, but you know what? It's funny. I kind of liked it when Fringe did that.
Well, Fringe probably did it to a greater effect than just like to make boring cutscenes look more interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and then also Fringe did it occasionally, like rarely, and it was impactful. I feel like when they did it. Whereas this is just like, oh, here's the word in that sentence.
It literally feels like they're doing it randomly. Like I think that's the thing about it. That's like it doesn't quite match up with any rhythm of anything. It's just like, oh, it's been a random RNG amount of seconds. Check out this cool effect.
It's like someone just messing with you.
Max! Max!
Yeah, it's safe. Come on. I need to get you to the server room. Let's go.
Por que não posso ficar aqui com você debaixo da mesa?
What was she doing? She was like crouching like she was taking cover, but she wasn't taking cover. She was like out in the middle of the fucking room.
The real security guards had been run off, paid off, or bumped off. That left us.
That's so
It
cool,
wasn't a
Max.
fantastically
That's
comforting
dope,
thought.
Max. Max, that's so great. No, pick it. Hold to gun. Just hold a gun and seep it until you need it.
This code should get us into the boardroom.
Oh, 101010. That's a great code.
Glad to see the security system is keeping.
Kane and Lynch 2's like aesthetic makes sense though, because it's trying to go for that like weird like fucking live leak video. Like it's trying to go for like a gritty, gross video you would The pan from me shooting a guy in the face to this fucking nerd crouching behind a kitchen counter. No, pick it. Oh, I hate you so much, Max.
The server room is just past those cubicles.
Oh, jeez. I thought it was just like, all right, suck me off real quick before we go. Yeah, Kane Lynch has like good direction. Like it's really cool and interesting. What is it? Why are you bringing him into this room? Leave him in the next room until you clear it.
These clowns were the same.
The clown emphasis.
Exchange at the stadium. Crotcha Prado, the Black Badge. Right-wing paramilitary chumps protecting whoever paid the most. I guess that made them more like me than I cared to admit. Were they just looking for another payday, or did their business with the Broncos run deeper?
I don't know, Max. You tell me. What? Max, that's not okay.
Pharmacist.
Because I used 50 painkillers, I guess.
Oh.
There
Whoa,
you go.
what was that?
Problem solved. Me having a temper.
God, these visual effects are really killing me.
What's poppin'? Max Payne. Pills, that is. Oh, there you are. Ah, fuck!
Hey, we're good to go. Let's get that server back online.
Can we just
Yeah,
spend a few more
Pelanova.
minutes?
Yeah, that's why I
Make sure
asked. I
they're
was like,
all
"What's going on?" Because the like it like imploded.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But I thought we'd seen the worst of it.
The server room is just down here.
You're doing good. Come on.
Hey, I didn't think I'd have a day like this when I wake up in the mornings.
Wish I could say the same thing.
Is he gonna
Fact was,
chit-chat with you?
I'd gotten used to protecting Bronco in the big bad world. We hadn't anticipated a siege situation here. Hadn't prepared. Kid, that.
Shut up!
Something told me these guys didn't have security clearance.
What? How do you feel about Rockstar owning Max Payne now?
I don't like it. They should give the license to Remedy. They should. I would love to see like a new Remedy game.
The license, but with like a post-it note on top of it, and then the post-it note says, "I'm sorry, you can have it back."
Yeah.
We're sorry, Brown. Was there another one since this?
I don't think so. I think this is the last one.
When was this made?
Chat, do you know offhand? Because I don't.
It also feels like this isn't really trying to be a Max Payne game so much as just like they use the name Max Payne to make a game around.
I mean, it's like it doesn't even. It kind of like draws on some of the others, but like not
Sure,
really.
but only in a like I was told to do it sort of way.
Yeah, that's true.
Not like in a, oh, I liked the first ones and I'm going to make an adaptation of them. It's like okay, well, we have to have a scene like this. We have to have a feature.
He has
like
to say
this.
like dames or something, right? Like that's his bit.
Dames. A fallen woman.
Bro, I'm so tired of women falling or whatever.
What? Me when a grenade explodes. Bleh.
Bleh.
I'll say for 2012, this looks pretty nice. Aesthetically, I mean, it's like the way it looks, the way some of the mechanics are done, the way some of the like tricks are like get pulled off, and the way they look when they are being pulled off. Like a lot of that stuff is neat. It's cool. It's like, you know, there's like ingenuity in the mechanics and the execution of how things move and stuff like that.
Yeah, like this is a thing where it's like I could see a boy that I like am sleeping with really liking this game, and I'd be like, well, probably just because of the mechanics.
Funny. Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
But like it would be a thing where it's like if I asked them anything about the story, they wouldn't be able to respond. They wouldn't be able to describe it.
Well, you save some chick is kidnapped and you save her or whatever.
They'd be like, yeah, you're saving.
I mean,
like there's like there's like this guy and his like daughter is like kidnapped. I think something like that.
Probably this was intended to pick up like the Uncharted sort of market, right?
Yeah.
Dishonored, Uncharted. Maybe.
Man, I would love to have a quadra monitor situation where I put the fourth one just on top of the other ones like that. Oh, and I'll fix these servers. Got him.
Nice.
Wait.
They're fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Smash.
Yeah, didn't you say you need these servers fixed or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know. Someone was shooting up the server room. Couldn't do anything about it. Sorry.
You're gonna be able to fix this or what?
I would, but the server seems to be down for some reason.
Yeah, the servers appear to have been shot multiple times. Max. Damn, that's crazy. I wonder who did that. But I bet they looked really cool when they did it.
Yeah.
The security system was back online. Things might be a little tougher for our fan club from here on in. Seemed like breaching the perimeter had been no more difficult than strolling through the front gates.
I mean, there's a lot of big windows.
Horse when the alarm is army is a dame, a dork,
All right.
a drunk.
I gotta tell you, I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm probably gonna call it as soon as we get to a next evidence save point.
And this game ain't helping.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about this game. I feel like this game makes me want to fall asleep like way too often for something with a million guns and explosions.
It just came on. Okay, good. Then lock yourself down. Stay put. Let us take care of these.
Why? Like why? Why the lens flare there?
Lens, it's cool. It's edgy. It's like exciting. It's like whoa, holy shit.
Let's just concentrate on.
He said destroy like he was saying the destroy.
He was tucked up safe. Now
there he went. His chastity cage was locked in.
Wow.
All right, let's check the
I'd woken up with a headache.
Yeah, watch out. Wash your hands.
Okay. No.
Nope. You could only
What's
wash
up with
your hands
these mirrors? All right.
They're low poly versions of whatever you are, so use like a filter.
Oh. Alright, yeah, I think we're done here.
Graduation shots of Rodrigo, Victor, and Marcelo, educated at rich kid finishing schools all over Europe. No wonder they had the common.
Oh, I thought that just said Australian. Like, that's all he was. Here's his graduation photo. Australia, 1979. That's the college you went to.
College of Australia.
Alright, I think I'm calling this for the night. Thank you for joining, Tony.
Best game in the Wake/Payne universe. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah. I think we will raid Shindigs. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I have been doing near streams here and there, and I will probably be doing those tomorrow and Friday, and maybe Saturday. Although it looks like I am going to be doing Grey's Anatomy on Saturday.
Nice. Yeah, I have a feeling I probably won't be able to join, but if I can, I will. But yeah, I'm going to be petting a bear.
Oh, okay, well, have fun. Anything? No, I guess that's it. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.